Hello Tim, how are you?
Not bad, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to Apex Racing TV Open Day Tournament. My name's Oliver Tompkins.
I'm Tim Cox, and wow, we've got a day in store, haven't we?
I'm super excited. Let's have a sit down and get comfortable. Now, normally sim racing, you don't get to see and possibly chat to your opponent, but here today at the Apex Racing Sim Centre, they're all downstairs eyeing each other up, looking at each other's competition.
They are. It's, wow, I would say unique concept. Something we've seen before, but not truly in this lovely studio surrounding that we've got up here at Apex Racing TV. And wow, we have got an absolute treat in store. I'm sure some absolutely epic racing ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, I cannot wait. We're going to be getting the first race underway shortly, but we actually have everyone on site and we have some prizes to win first. So let's talk about the prizes, and then I want to ask you what you're going to be looking for today. So over in the corner, we have got some virtual racing. I'll get this wrong. Is it Direct Force Pro pedals?
It is indeed, yes. And the wheelbase as well as the rig, all available and up for grabs for the winners. Well, 3 different winners we're going to have here today, Oliver. So this is just panning across. You see them in all of their glory right now. We've got the pedals, the wheelbase and the rig too. So the winner of the tournament, they will get first choice of whichever of the prizes they would like. The winner of the hot lap competition, we've had ongoing all day. The legend around not kill, a very really random combination if there ever was one. They will get the second choice of whichever pick they would like from what's left over, and then the final prize will go to the winner of the raffle, which we'll be drawing at the end of the show.
What will you be choosing if you won the final? Go, tell me what you pick.
This is tough. I've used all the kit. It is really, really good. The pedals, I prefer them to my current ones, but I'm currently in need of a direct drive wheelbase. So if it was me, that's what I would go for personally.
So there you go. You can pick first. You can pick first if you win the final. What I'm looking forward to today is just chatting to the drivers, like first hand, because we've broadcast from here before, and it's obviously we've had to do it over the airwaves, but they're here physically, so I want to see the emotion on their face. I want to see them jittering as they come out their rig of what it means to them. What are you looking forward to today?
I'm really looking forward to that as well. Just capturing that raw emotion, direct, straight from the rig that we'll be seeing when you'll be doing the post-race interviews later on, I believe. And just having everything all under one roof. It's got that sort of LAN party feel to it, but with some great prizes up for grabs as well, and really generous prizes for the sim racing industry as well.
Should be good. Now, is it fair to say the majority of people here are just starting out in sim racing, or in the middle of their careers, or sort of further down the line?
There's a real mix here today. So we've got guys who are, sort of slightly newer maybe to iRacing, specifically that we're utilising today as simulator of choice. We've got some guys that, are much higher up and progressing, so that's going to be interesting. We're utilising the GC4s around Silverstone National, so the racing is going to be fast, furious. I'm certain with these great prizes up for grabs, we're going to have some elbows out today, Oliver. Oh yeah, and I think they're going to be sharpened as well. They're going to get nice out, chiseling away, get nice and sharp, ready to nudge a few people out of the way. We have people who are progressing through the tournament, through the quarters, to the semis, to the grand final. I think that's where it's going to get maybe a little bit feisty. If it comes down to the last lap and 2 or 3 drivers scrapping out for the win, knowing what's up for grabs over there, I think it might become a bit more competitive than what they may be making out or thinking right now at the moment.
Might be holding some drivers back later. No, don't, it's not worth it. But you know what, we've got a couple of Twitch streamers. I think we've chatted to a few. We've got Pablo Castro downstairs.
We've got David Sampson here as well. We've both had a bit of a chat to them earlier on. They're really hyped about it. A bit mixed emotions from the fair about, being a bit conservative about how they think they're going to get on today.
Yes, we'll find out, won't we?
I think there might be a few bragging rights out there for people that end up beating them.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Earlier when we were walking around, just seeing the amount of people just watching and using the rigs, and everyone's sort of saying the same thing. It's just great to see people, because a lot of them have raced against each other before in iRacing events, but never actually met them like face to face. So today has been a bit of an opportunity to catch up and meet people for the first time.
Yeah, these are people that they've raced against for, in some cases, years.
Yeah.
And, they've seen, numerous times out on track, whether it be in officials, private leagues, Apex tournaments. and now they've actually met them for the first time. It's been a little bit of a strange one for them, but all the more joy. It's like, oh my God, you're so-and-so. Meeting you for the first time. It's been a really, really joyful day and a great experience for absolutely everyone involved.
Yeah, no, definitely. I wonder if they're all going to remain friends with what's on offer afterwards. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will indeed. It's some lovely views of Silverstone, the iconic Silverstone, right behind us right now. Of course, as mentioned earlier, using the national circuit. So, starting the old original Grand Prix straight. So, Copse is turn 1. We'll then get to Maggots and we'll hook a right and then come out onto the Wellington straight before we've then got Luffield and then back out around for another circuit. There we go. We can see the track
I love
map.
this. I love when they do this. This is brilliant.
It makes it look extra special, doesn't it? And you can see right now, I mean, into Copse, it's going to be a bit... I'm expecting 2 wides, maybe even a 3 wide in there for good measure, I think.
Oh, rare.
Well, and then it's going to be the race. It should calm down then, in turns 2 and 3 before we then open up along the back straight, the Wellington straight. And then when it gets a bit more tight and a bit more needle, it's going to be a nice overtaking opportunity down the end of the Wellington straight. And then through Luffield, maybe a bit of side-by-side. A few people looking for cutbacks to try and get the best possible run out of the final corner, down the start-finish straight, and, wow, the fun begins all over again.
I'm interested to see what cars they're going to pick. So we've got a pick of, GT4 cars?
That's correct. So we've got all the available GT4s on iRacing. So the Porsche Cayman, the McLaren, BMW, the Mercedes, and I'm just thinking I've completely escaped me one more that's missing as well from that. So, of course, we've got all 5 now. Yeah. It's really, really hotly, really competitive part. And, yeah, I think the McLaren's been the pick of choice, though, from where I've been sneaking and a peek of what drivers been using.
I've noticed that today, a little bit on some of the heats we've had earlier with the practicing, because we've had people just testing out the rigs earlier on, and I've noticed a few McLarens as well. Right, I think we're going to cut to an advert for you now, guys, so enjoy.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Wow, welcome back. We are trackside here at Silverstone, and lone qualifying just underway right now as well. It is looking tight, it's looking close, it's looking competitive out there. 8 drivers out on track, all vying to come out on top in this first of our heat races that we've got for you here today. Well, Owen Carroll leading the way right now. He is sitting in provisional pole position, 2 tenths over Dave Owen. I say whopping because that's about as big of the margin as we get. We've got just 1.2 seconds covering all 8 drivers here today, and it's those McLarens. We spoke about them earlier. Well, I say about that. Garibole right at the depth there in the Aston Martin, pipping everyone to pole, moves himself up 2 places. Oh wow, he's really batting above his weight now. A 58.32, 800ths clear of absolutely anyone else. Owen Carroll right now occupying 2nd place in the McLaren. with what was literally looking like a lockout on the front row for McLaren. But really disrupting that whatsoever. We've got a one lone Porsche in the race. That's Max Chambers. Where's he going to get on? A 561 machine right on board right now with Gregory Abutis in Motorsport. They run down the Wellington Straight and then down into Luffield. Onto the brakes, just trying to look for that really late apex there. Cut across the curbs. Just try and get the car settled. A bit of a twitch there before he just heads around Luffield. The never-ending corner out into Woodcote. He's going to come across the line. Is it going to be an improvement for him? Can he go faster? Can he move himself up through the standings? Currently lying in 6th. Well, he does. He improves up into 5th. David Sampson there, and the two Aston Martin Vantages trading places. As we mentioned earlier, all GT4s here today. These are looking incredibly close. Still got plenty of time left in qualifying right now. Still chance for drivers to put in a few more laps. With sub 1 minute laps, they've got another 3 attempts to try and move up the way through the grid. We were going to see claim our first pole position of today. When Nichols just popped back into the pit lane there. You see that little P next to his name. He needs to find a little bit of time to try and hoik his way through. Not had the best of qualifying so far. This is one character that I'm expecting better things from. It's Owen. So let's take one of the McLarens here today. Oh, wow, Gary Bowley well above these two. There's about 100 iRacing difference between the pair of them, so real big differences between the pair of them. And what can Owen find in the tank to pull himself up? He'll be looking to get back onto that front row, but can he do it? This is where it gets tough. This is where it gets challenging. Gary Bowley, just to put it into contrast, he's 3,700. I know it's 100 difference between them, but Dave Owen, 7,000 as well. Samson, instant reply there, goes up into 4th, second row of the grid, and one of the Astons. Aston's coming good late in qualifying here. But what can Owen do? Can he move himself up through? Equally, Samson of Samsung Canaan Esports. All the big names that we've got here today. Oh, well, he will not want egg on his face. Top 5, of course, qualify from this race into the next stages of the tournament. His lap time's coming in, but no direct. Well, the slight improvements from Samson there in terms of lap time on his last time around. 58.6 for him. As he comes to close out the laps, coming round Luffield right now into Woodcote. Are we going to see an improvement for him? Well, it needs to dig deep. It needs to be something positive here, because otherwise he's going to remain where he is as he comes across the line. What's it going to be? Is it going to be an improvement for him? Well, no, he actually goes slower, in fact, 59.13. There's the Porsche of Chambers. One of the more definitive sounding cars within a GT4. The original GT4 within iRacing. The Cayman 4. Oh, wow, that's not going to help him whatsoever. I just started out with a big old wiggle there. Good measure. A bit of a drift there. Just goes slightly faster there, but not good enough to keep him up position. Find himself a meager 7,000 even. Behind, sorry, 100 even behind Carroll. Oh, wow. It's close. We've got about 7.5 covering our top 3. Garibaldi, 3,700 iRacing. Carroll, you can see on the screen right now, 9,000. Oh, wow. That is how close it is. And we're heading straight across into the grid now and out of qualifying into the race. And who's going to come out on top? Who's going to qualify for first race? And get themselves into the final. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be intriguing, definitely. So we've got Gary Bowley. He's going to be on pole with Carroll alongside him. Owen, he's going to start on the second row with Sampson. Chambers, he lines up beside Gregory on the third row of the grid, with Chambers and Horn making up your fourth and final row of the grid. You've got a Porsche in the middle of it. 3 Astons, 4 McLarens, scrapping it out for the victory here today. Equally, it's all about that top 5. Can you get yourself through to the final? Will the drivers concentrate on that? Will they be going for glory here? Well, we've got a rolling start behind Porsche 911 safety car. Try to get things up in an orderly fashion. But you get the feeling that's where it might just end, as everyone is on the grid. And they'll be heading away incredibly shortly. So there we go. And we see already mind games starting to begin. Who's going to come out on top? I mean, Gary Bowley punching well above his rate in terms of Vive rating. Really hooked up that Carroll Owen. Left these two floundering. They can reply rest conditions. We're going to see some outside it on the road. Should practice. Trust the elbows out. And let's get ready to go racing for the first time today. We are away. We are green here at Silverstone. Down into turn and everything different lines, pretty much 2 lines, but it'll settle themselves out into one long snake. Head down towards Magnus for the first time. Let's follow the McLaren path. Samson just getting squeezed out a little bit there and managed to regain. Down 1 place already. Gregory, he's the one. Chambers and drop 1 down into 2nd. Head out towards the back straight and works straight. They're all 1 after and get through the gears. But I'll tell you what, Carroll pushing up the lead here early on. Let's back off a little bit. Gary Bowley just holding firm at the front, keeping that McLaren at bay right now. With Sampson making progress. Chambers not having the best of start. He's dropped down to 8th. He's got major work to do right now. 8 minutes long is this race. We've already completed 1 minute. And here we go out into another lap. Another trip of adventure. Who will come out on top of things here today? And I tell you what, those top 2, Garbo and Carroll, just getting away in these early stages and starting to pull out a gap of around about 8/10 of a second to this train of Sampson, Owen, Gregory, Chambers, Horn and Chambers. Chambers Leon in 6th. We've got Max in 8th. The McLaren, the Porsche, respectively, right on board with Gregory here. Currently lining 6th, and the McLaren getting a good view of what's happening in front. And well, you can see it's a scrap involving from the drivers in front of Owen and Sampson. And Sampson just selecting for that bit of a wider line through the middle of Luffield there. Let's see if it's going to work for him, if he's able to carry more speed. But the McLaren looking at Owen, looking a bit more pointy, a little bit more direct, a little bit more hooked up. And it's going to allow him to close up onto the back as Sampson. Clusters of improved laps being set by the drivers right now. As these top 2 are really getting close. There's only 2 tenths between them. Scrap that, actually. It's down closer to 1/10 as they enter in towards Maggots and then swoop around out onto the Wellington Straight. I tell you what, Gary Bowley is being pushed to the max by Carroll, just like Sampson is being pushed right now and pressured by Owen. These guys need to remember, they just need to remain where they are, and they will be through into the final. But here comes Owen up the inside of Sampson, who left a big gap there. And Owen said, thank you very much, I'll have a bit of that, and slides himself back up into 3rd place in the McLaren. While Gariboli and Carroll out in front, they're still, well, line is done, 2 tenths, the gap between the pair of them. But what can Owen do? Can he catch up onto the rear end of the 2 cars in front of him and make that a 3-way fight for the lead? Gregory on along with him. It's going to be an interesting one to see how this one pans out between them. Max Chambers has climbed past Horn as well to get himself back up into 7th. He's going to be a bit disappointed for that one, having started 5th, fallen through the order. It seems to be, and like we saw last night in the VRS F3 Super Series, from the Apex Racing studios, where despite being the heat format, a few of the drivers decided to scrap it out and not play the safe game and get themselves into the final. Thus, they ended up losing out. These guys seem to know a little bit more about where it's at, remaining where they are, knowing that all they need to do is just get themselves through to the next round. They don't need to worry about all the honours of taking the heat victory. We've got 4 minutes left on the clock already. Half race distance. Gariboli leads from Carroll. Owen in third. Sampson, Gregory in that crucial last qualifying spot in fifth. Two Chambers, Leon and Max in the McLaren and Porsche respectively, 6th and 7th. Nick Horn, you know, the rear train in the field, which I do wonder if something's maybe happened to him here a little bit, because he seems to have dropped right off the back of the pack. I think he's had a bit of an incident out on track, but we'll come to that shortly. But we look back right now from Gariboli, and well, I'd say you what, Carroll's not making it comfortable for him. He has a bit of a sniff up the inside. Can he get the move done? He tries to squeeze his car through. It makes Gariboli run wide, but he's going to be on the inside now into Lovefields. Can he hold on there as Carroll swoops back looking for the cutback? Can he get the run out of the corner? Well, I think he might just do this, because he's going to be on the inside line on the run up to Cops, and I think this is the change for the lead as he swoops back across in front of Gariboli. And that is Carroll up into first with this great move they started working on 2 corners prior, just manoeuvring Gariboli to get him into exactly the position that he wanted him to be in to take the victory. And I tell you what, Owen has really closed up on those two. They lost quite a bit of time from that side-by-side action as Owen has reduced the gap down to half a second. As I think so has happened to Leon Chambers. He's lost quite a bit of time right now, and his Horns managed to get past him. But right now, these two are still going at it as Gariboli looking to do the move that Carroll did to him. Only a lap ago, but he needs to be careful because Owen is hot on his tail. Right now, the Aston Martin filling in a McLaren sandwich. And this could all end in tears if they are not careful, these 6 minutes complete out of the 8. And through Cops they go, running wide out of picking up an off track undoubtedly. It's been for so long a two-way fight for the leaders. Gariboli has a bit of a look up the inside, nearly locks up there, well held on the brakes from him. But that's just allowed Owen just to claim that extra couple of tenths to really get into the back of Gariboli right now. And Carroll not really been able to pull away since taking the lead. You might have thought that when he finally got the move done that he'd start to pull out a gap, but it's still only about 3 tenths between himself and Gariboli in second with Owen. Now that gap is down to 4 tenths. He's taken yet another tenth out of him. As this is starting to squeeze up, the pressure is starting to intensify within our top 3. So come across the line, we're going to have, yeah we are, we're going to have 2 more laps here looking at the time. So this is going to be an 8-lap fight. We're going to go to lap 9. That's going to provide the drivers with double the amount of opportunities to get overtaking moves done. As Leon Chambers into the pits, and well, that's looking like his race done and dusted. As Owen is squeezing once again. He's taken another couple of tenths out of Gariboli here. So we head down the Wellington straight for the penultimate time. As Gariboli having a bit of a look up the inside of Carroll. Can he get the move done? They're squeezing him hard. Just ahead of these two, there we go, and he's right round the outside. Carroll on the inside. This is going to be a straight line fight. Who's got the more horsepower? Who's got the better run? Out of Lovefields as they drag it out towards the start-finish straight. Carroll's going to hold on to it, but Gariboli looking for the switchback, looking for the inside move into Cops. Hold tight, everyone. Here we go. We're going to go side by side on the final lap. White flag in the air, but don't discredit Owen because he is well into this fight as well right now as the 2 McLarens now find themselves side by side. And Carroll could lose 2 places in as many corners, but no, just managed to nudge in front of Owen into Beckett's there. Sorry, into Maggots even. It's missing out Beckett's as we head out onto the Wellington straight, completely cutting that out. as we head down the back straight. Final time, and Gary Bowley knows it. Look, he is defensive to the inside. He says to Carroll, if you want to get past, you're going to have to come the long way round. And Carroll has a look, but he has to back out of it now. And now that's allowed Owen to make an attack. But now look at Samson. He's managed to close in. Could he pick up one of the podium places right in the depth? I think he's going to be a bit too far back. Looks like Owen's going to have to settle for third in the end, because Carroll looks like he's just got enough in the tank. But Gary Bowley takes the victory. Carroll second, Owen third, Samson fourth, and Gregory picks up the last of the automatic qualification spots in fifth. Wow, what a way to kick things off here in the Apex Racing Group Open Day with a fast, furious, frantic opening quarter-final. And Gary Bowley, I doff my cap to you. You took on two drivers with, well, one nearly double your iRating, one over double your iRating, and you beat them fair and square on track. That is an astounding performance from the Aston when the McLarens looked like the strongest car all day. Here's your Class 5 results from the first of the quarterfinals. Gary Bowley taking the victory, Carroll second, Owen in third, Max Chambers in the end coming up to fourth, with Samson fifth, Gregory, Chambers and Horn rounding out the field there. So they all head into the pits. Wow, what an astounding race that has been. I nearly lost my voice there just in that first one alone. And now we're going to shortly across to Oliver, who's going to be standing by with some of our drivers to have a bit of a chat to them, get their reaction, get their thoughts. Or it's been a, well, absolutely amazing opening race, and to kick things off here at Apex Racing Team.
Right, okay, I'm with the winner, Leo Garibaldi. Talk to me that last lap. How were you feeling?
Fine.
It's good.
That's it, really.
What were you were leading most of the race, and then you kind of lost it a little bit. Someone overtook you, but then at the end you got it. Talk to me about that.
I don't really remember what happened with that. I think I just got sent.
Yeah,
and I couldn't really do much about that, so I just conceded.
Well done. Well, it is the first 5 that go through, but you're number 1.
I now have a clean sweep. So.
Exactly. You can say you're undefeated. You ready? You all set, ready to go for again next race?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's it, really.
What time have we got on that one? What was that final time?
That was a 58.321.
Right. Awesome.
I think that's the fastest so far.
That's good.
I think.
Awesome. Right. Okay. Well, we'll just crack on and find out who's number 2. Congratulations, Leo. Smashed it. Well, I was really excited. Where we need to find Owen now. Owen, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
P2. Talk to me about the end, because you actually overtook Leo at one point, and then all of a sudden, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to hold the outside, thinking that could be the right move, but too much understeer, just drifting me out wide. Had to defend from Dave for the last lap as well, so that was quite nice.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good race holding Leo off. Leo is tremendously quick in this car, so yeah, it was a fun race. Good to get ahead at the start, but yeah, unfortunately, understeer got the better of me on the final part there.
No worries, we can go again. First 5 go through. Final lap was absolutely phenomenal, because Leo was leading it for the predominantly. You came, and then in the end, Dave got involved in the end in the final 3. But well done, P2. Well done. Good luck on the next one. Right, let's follow. I think it's Dave. Dave, there he is, Dave. How are we? How was that? That was good.
That was good. I was a bit nervous from the start because I got damage right off the first corner.
Okay.
But I think I recovered well enough and kept driving. So.
Well, I mean, it was at the beginning. It was all Leo. Then it was a little bit of Owen, and then all of a sudden, last lap. Dave comes along. I spoke to him earlier.
I was just trying to keep it steady, and I knew they were going to fight towards the end, because the last 3 or 4 laps they were really going to go for it. So I knew if I stayed close, then I had a chance. And yeah, we make it through to the next one.
Did you do anything? You got anything different you're going to do for the next in your head for the next race?
I think qualifying is more important than I thought. On the other ones, it's okay to be second or third, but on this one, I think it's really important to be first.
Okay, so now quality a bit tighter next time. All right, William. Well, good luck on the next race, mate.
Cheers, man.
Well done. Let's find P4. Who's P4? We need to speak to P4 because top 5 go through. So when a P4, come on over here. How are you? No, stand there. Right, get there. I've got to get you good side. Right, how are you doing? Talk to me about the race. How was it?
Good. Yeah. Quali now for my time, and I got the jump at the start, so I knew top 5 finish. I was holding P3, and I knew I could be consistent. I didn't have the pace of the front two, but I knew they were battling, and I wanted to get that win if they did get too fighty. But once the gap behind started to open up, I chilled, cooled down, and just focused on consistency. I didn't, I'll focus on the winning in later rounds.
That's good. I mean, you're through anyway. It all came to that last lap anyway, because I thought it was Leo, then all of a sudden it swapped, and then last lap, you know what it's like racing. Last lap, things get there, but P4. Would you do anything different next time round?
I honestly, no, qualifying was all I had, if I'm being honest. So for now, I need to find a 10th or 2, but it is just a 10th or 2.
I think you can do it.
Thank you.
I think you're the man to do it, mate. P4, your next race. Good luck.
Cheers. Thanks, man.
Right. Who came P5? Someone help me. P5. Oh, look, over you come. You're going to have to remind me your name. Ben. Sorry. Ben. Right, Ben, talk to me. How did you find that?
It was all right. It was, I got a nice jump off the start, which is the best bit.
Yeah.
I had it, so I was at least in the 5th, and I could sort of attempt to settle once everything had calmed down around me, which was the tops were all gone. Like, I'd hang on to them generally and just hope they crash or something.
Yeah, that's always a good one, isn't it? Just they crash.
Well, yeah, and as long as I got I got a little pushed out wide a bit, but in the first lap, but just hang on the back, just let everything calm down, and then just try and get into the top 5, hope for the best, I guess.
Sure, well, you have done. Where did you qualify for this one?
6th.
For 6th, so there you go.
The jump at the start was all I needed. So
a few drivers are saying that they didn't realise that qualifying is massive for this. So next race, do you agree? Do you think qualifying's pretty important for this?
It's pretty important, yeah, especially because you want that track position, but the draft isn't as strong as it ever used to be in previous builds. So you're like, I have to actually make the move. But I would say, it's one of those things of just getting. I'm not going to be up front. The next set of cars are going to be way quicker than me, I think.
But you're through, doesn't matter though. You're still through, and you never know. You might get that crash that you wish for. Right. Good luck.
Cheers,
thanks very much. Good luck for the next race. Right, we're going to get some reactions just from random people that are watching from that race. Can we spin that round? Let's spin that round. And I just want to find out from some guys over here. Hamid, how did you find the first race?
It was very interesting to say. I'm looking forward to the second one as well. Some good drivers in there, but the first race was quite good. Yeah,
it was pretty good. Did you think Leo would win from the start?
He's definitely one of the quickest. It is quite close though, so I didn't really know throughout the race.
And what car have you gone for? There's a lot of people choosing the McLarens.
I've gone for the Mercedes, one of the only ones. Probably not a good choice, but we're making do, so it's all good.
Awesome. Well, good luck in your race. Right. Okay. I haven't got your name. What's your name? Thanik. What did you think of the race? Did you think Leo was going to take it through?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching him in practice, really good pace.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was expecting.
A lot of people there was lots of whispers around it, just going, "Oh, Leo's really fast, isn't he? And Leo's this," and then literally for the whole race, it was pretty much Leo. But he did have a little bit of danger, but in the end, he won it. What car have you chosen?
I've chosen the McLaren.
I was just looking at your top. It kind of gave it away. What were your reasons for them?
Or the McLaren felt like I've tried the Porsche before, and it was quite understeery in corner entry and mid corner, and the McLaren just didn't have those issues. And the McLaren's quite good on the straight, so that's why I picked it.
I like that. How long have you been sim racing?
Since I was about 11, so 3 or 4 years.
Very good. I was going to say 20 years. You look like a veteran, season racer. Okay, well, good luck with your race. I think you can do it. All right, I want to find out what people would pick today. Who can we chat to? We're going to chat. Let's chat to this guy. Spin around for me, come on. So I don't know if the camera can come.
I wasn't hiding properly.
What? He wasn't hiding properly. Yeah, you're on camera now, live. Talk to me about what car you're going for today.
Yeah, Aston Martin. I've got the Porsche and the BMW, but the Aston Martin because I have a livery for it. So
very good. And if you were to win the whole thing, what would you be picking? Pedals, rig, or Wheel.
I haven't thought that far ahead.
You got to think like a winner. You got to think like a winner. Quick, before we go back.
Probably the wheel.
Okay, there you go. It'd go for the wheel. Right, we're going to go back to the next race. Back to you, Tim. Enjoy the next one. Thanks, guys. Well done.
Well, welcome back, and qualifying just getting underway here. What's going to happen? Are we going to see the same excitement that we saw in the first of the quarterfinals? I get the feeling that it's going to be tight once again, but wow, maybe quite not like that as well, Roger just Pablo just moving around a little bit and definitely going to be a close one out there. You get the feeling. We had a lone Porsche last time out. We've got it again. We've got a 100% increase with Monroe and Blair. It's just taking the Porsches to the track. We've got a lone BMW. You can see it out on screen right now. Damien Owen Harris has elected to take that out on track. It's going to be positive for him. Is he going to have away here with pole position? Well, it's his second highest step. So, maybe not third actually. Highest iRacing driver. I'm Pablo and I'm with Fern. It's, I tell you what, both those 7,500, just a lowly 7,400. Well, you can't argue with that one at all, can you? Let's just ride on board right now with Harris. He's going to be the first across the line. He's going to set the benchmark here. The second of our quarter-finals today. And what sort of time is it going to be? He's going to put onto the board for everyone to beat. Well, it's going to be none because his time has been deleted. He's going to have to go again. And Mail both getting times on the board. And it's pretty much a similar story to what we saw in the first of the two quarterfinals with 59.4 and 59.7 respectively. But we've still got plenty of time left on the clock here in qualification. Still plenty of time to make that progress, to move up through the field. And get your time posted the board as Copeland gets his time onto the board. 59.76 is 500 for the second. Slower than Mail. That's Pablo Araujo just heading to the top of the time sheets. First drive into the 58 in this session, a 58.79. Well, I say that. Harris, after having his first time deleted, second time goes second in qualifying. Well, I say that. Mail with the instant reply. I tell you what, these times are tumbling right now. And our top three separated by a 1/10.5. That is close. Three different manufacturers, Aston, McLaren and BMW. Porsche in fourth. So our first two rows of all four manufacturers in this race competing there. I tell you what, whereas McLaren's looked strong in the first of the two qualifinals, not looking so good for them here in the second, with Copeland and Kemp obviously a bit lower down the field than maybe where they would have hoped. However, being recovered there from Pablo, who heads up into first with 58.6 and just extending that gap at the front as he heads in the pits. Looking for some fresh tyres to get out, go again, improve. And I think he's going to need to because it is close, it is fierce, and it is competitive in these top four positions right now. Because they could go to absolutely any one of the four of them. Or are we going to see a bit of an outsider come through? I'll tell you what, this is going to be really fascinating to watch how this progresses. Because of our top four, three of them have the fastest sector of anyone. But it's a different three in everyone. As Jonas Blael just moves, well, Kemp as well, moving up into sixth. Oh, Luca Monroe demoted down to the back of the grid. Not had the best of qualifying so far. What can he do to improve? Trying to hook up, just trying to find that perfect lap as we see Mail right now. He's on an improving lap by the looks of things. Can he improve? It is. I tell you what, Harris really pushing along right now. Goes faster again. Third through to fourth. So second through to third even. Separated by 0.05 of a second. 3 cars, 0.05 of a second. A blink of an eye is 0.3 of a second. That is how close things are here in the second of the quarterfinals in qualifying. Just goes to show that this could go absolutely any way. And it could be anyone's up for grab, because once you move outside of that, it's pretty close there as well. With Blair and Kemp not far behind. Copeland close onto the back of Kemp. Monroe still looking, trying desperately to pull something out of the bag here. Got his banker lap in. Well, we're going to see a bit of a lost the first challenge here from the Porsche driver. As Mail just gets himself promoted. Harris too. Wow, this is chopping and changing constantly, isn't it? And it's hard to know where to look, hard to know who to concentrate on. As we see Monroe there on track, and back to Mel. Monroe improves, he's up into 6th. Great lap from him, 59.10 on the board. He's improving as the session goes on, getting stronger. Maybe one to watch out for here in this session. Mail now holding that top position. What a lap from him, a 58.58. 0.02 of a second faster. The Spaniard Pablo Harajo. Well, I tell you what, this is well, the closest qualifying sessions I have seen in quite a while at the sharp end. We don't do temps, we do 100ths of a second here, even 1,000ths. Amufan just improves time-wise, but not good enough to move himself up the grid. Now sits 200ths of a second behind Harris, who was up into 2nd. But thanks to that amazing lap from Mail, he's got demoted down. Kemp's on a bit of an improving one here. What can the British driver pull out in the McLaren? Currently lying in 7th right now. As he heads out to cut the timing beam. Well, it's a good final sector, but he was on outlap, so no improvement time-wise from him, but winding the car up, trying to get the best possible exit, which he managed to do out of Lovefields. And now it is all about what can he achieve. Running down the back straight, has he got it right coming out of Maggots? As we see Pablo here, fastest of anyone in Sector 2. What's Sector 3 like? Is it good enough to stick his McLaren onto pole? Wow, he misses out by 0.02 of a second. Mail still holds on to it. This is as close as you like. And we're starting to run out of time in qualifying. There is about 1.5 minutes left in the session. And who's going to claim it? Because it could be anyone. I know I've said it numerous times before, but it's just so true. This is chopping and changing left, right and centre as the drivers just find that little bit more gap, that grip, that little bit more time. As you see him, everything's coming across the line. What's it going to be from him? Mail is into the pits, so that's looking like he's done and dusted in qualifying. So lock his time in with a 58.42. Can anyone respond? And Mufan improves. He's up into 2nd, displacing Pablo, who you can see right now down into 3rd, the 2nd row of the grid. Monroe on an improving lap as well. Is he going to improve and move up through the standings? Currently lining 6th in the Porsche. Mufan, he's done dusted qualifying. He's into the pits as well. As across the line. Monroe, and no improvement again from him, so it's going to remain in 6th. Copeland into the pits, so he's done and dusted with qualifying. He's going to start from 8th in the McLaren. Harris, not long left in his lap. I don't think he's improved too much here, if at all. Looks like he's going to remain in 4th position. Let's have a look. Yep, goes 8 tenths slower than his previous best, and that is just done and dusted in qualifying here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's take a little look at the grid with Mail. He's going to be starting on pole with fellow Aston driver Mufin starting alongside him. Although Rojo starts in third with Damien Owen Harris alongside him. On the second row of the grid, Bale and Monroe are all Porsche. Third row of the grid with the McLarens of Kemp and Copeland rounding out your grid, and the fourth row, only one row not locked up by one manufacturer, and that is the second row. Largely thanks to Harris electing to take a BMW where no one else has in this race. But we are underway behind the safety car. We get ready to go racing here again at Silverstone. And who is going to take the victory this time around? Who's going to qualify? Top 5 go through. Once again, safety car pulls in. We get ready to go racing, and Mail does not hang around. He goes and leaves Arufan for standing here as Roger just heads off into second, sneaking that McLaren through up the inside. Well, they almost touch into turn 1, but they managed to get through. Cops fine, everyone through clean. Kemp has managed to get past Monroe as well, and that battle for 6th place as the stream of GT4s heads down into Maggots for the first time and makes the switch back to head out onto the Wellington Straight. And now, who's got the best exit? Who's going to have the best run down towards Brookland and into Luffield? Who's going to be last in the late break as well? There's a bit of a lunge from Munro. He's having a think. He's having a look. Decides against it as that's Copeland around. Wow. So there was Kemp around even. Copeland sneaks through. Something's happened to Harris as well. He's fallen right down through the order. He's off too. Wow, it looks like Harris was in a strong position. He's down to 6th, and I tell you what, himself, Kemp and Munro, well down off the field. Copeland just needs to bring this one home in the McLaren, and he could, well, qualify in relative ease, in relative comfort. But Kemp and Harris do not want to battle this one out with one another because they need to work together. They need to claw back that time, and they do not have much time available to them to do so. Because already we are nearly on to lap 2. Oh, and Harris makes a move early on, just gets elbows out. He does not want to hang around that BMW whatsoever. Muscling his way through the traffic like a sales rep on the M25 there in his 3 Series. Well, I've been there and done that. But up in front, it was tight in qualifying, and it's tight once again in racing conditions. Our top 3 pulling away, extending and creating a gap from the Porsche of Lale. He's currently in 4th as they head around Cops. And down on towards Maggots, onto the brakes, trying to get the car turned in. And in last race, we had an Aston in a McLaren sandwich. This time out, it's the opposite way around. It's the McLaren in the Aston sandwich right now. There's a dart to the inside for the Spaniard, Pablo. Is he going to get the move done over Mail? Mail is no mug whatsoever. He holds his car around the outside because he knows once he gets through Brooklands, Luffield is going to give him that inside line. But look at the run the McLaren's got. Is he going to carry all the speed out of Luffield's? Let's find out, because there's going to be a race to the finish line here. There's going to be a race to turn 1. Can the Aston and Mail keep his nose in? Don't discredit a movement there who's tucked up right behind the pair of them. He's got the best seat in the house right now as they're still side by side through Cops, and if they're not careful, this could end in tears. It could end up in a 3 wide, but the McLaren just tucks back in as the 2 Astons bump drafting one another. But look who's come along to join the parties. Bale in the Porsche right up onto the back of them. All this squabbling, all this infighting between these 3 up in front. has allowed Blair to come alongside as Mufan just having a little look up around the outside of Pablo. But he knows that from what they're seeing, what happened on the previous lap with Mail. That could be the power move. He can hold his car in there. He can't. Pablo holds on now to second place. But wow, what a first half to the lap here. It's only short, but my God, it definitely packed an absolute punch. And last time around, Blair, well, he was fastest driver around the track, fastest lap of the race. He's fastest of this group of four once again. And he's now up there on merit, and he's rubbing his hands in glee. Well, if you want to take him off the wheels, that is. With the prospect of these three pushing, shoving, fighting, squabbling, quarrelling over positions. Because he is in with the shout here. But let's not forget, these guys, if they want to get through, just need to play nicely. But then the likes of Harris, Kemp, Monroe, they've been absolute ecstasy if these guys started pushing and shoving each other off the track, because that'll bring themselves right back into the proceedings. I think they know. They've all just settled down a little bit right now. But is this the calm before the storm? Wow, it is close between all of them. About a tenth and a half covering our top four right now. As you see, Mail just coming under intense pressure from Pablo, and that McLaren is running a bit right. There's a move from there on the outside. And he has a bit of a look. And I tell you what, Mail is starting to, well, not fully trust Pablo, because here we go. Is this going to be another lunge up the inside? He has a good look as he nearly gets alongside. I think they almost bang body panels there. But Mail is on the inside, and surely is he going to hold on? He surely learnt from the last time that Pablo sent it right around the outside and managed to get the cut back. Yes, he does. He holds on to first. But how much longer for? Because this is close. This is tight between our top two right now. But don't discredit me from, don't discredit Bale, because they are hot on their heels. Porsche has dropped a little bit back from this freeway fight for the victory. And the second of our quarterfinals. And they seem to be orderly through this part of the track into Maggots. But it's from here onwards that it starts to get a bit more interesting. They've all spread out a little bit by their own standards. Having said that, there's only on average, about 3 tenths between each of them. Some of those gaps a bit smaller, some a little bit larger, but that's what it is on average. And that is not a lot of time. There's Mail taking those defensive lines, trying to kill off any sort of momentum from that McLaren right now, who has another look up the inside, has to back out of it. Metal shuts the door right in his face, but he switches back. He comes around the outside. He's going to be outside for cops. It's Paolo. Mail to the inside. Aston versus McLaren, the two British sports car manufacturers going in out of the most iconic of British circuits right now. It is Silverstone, and it is game on here as they go side by side into Maggots. They will not leave each other alone. That's well back into things. That Porsche back onto the rear end of this train, but here comes Lamufan. He's in with a shout right now. Pablo in a bit of trouble, under a lot of pressure, trying to defend from Lamufan, but wants to get past Mail as well. And just keep him touch with proceedings. Harris has managed to close his gap up to Copeland to 4.5 seconds, but I do fear for him that he's going to run out of time, because I think when we come past the line, I think this is going to be the white flag. Here we go. That McLaren is looking very useful right now, as that is wow, what a race between these pair. Round the outside once again. And this is going to go right to the wire between all of them. Nobody willing to give an inch. There's Pablo round the outside. The Porsche of Leo has a bit of a look. Gets muscled out right by a Mufan. And the Aston keeps hold of third, but drops a little bit of time because the top two are side by side. yet again, scrapping it out once more. And they are, as they've been so many times, McLaren on the inside, Aston on the outside, but I think finally Pablo might have just done this. Has he managed it? Well, here comes Mail, a resurgent Mail back up the inside. Is this going to be the line? Can Pablo carry the speed, the momentum round the outside? They're going to cross the line side by side. Who's going to get it? This is going to go right to the wire between the pair of them. They bang wheels, and well, who claimed that? And I believe it was the Spaniard, Pablo Araujo. Wow, what a finish from him. 1/100th of a second separates himself and Mail across the line. 1/100th. What a finish. Wow. Wow. That's so by 2 cents. I mean, it seems like it's massive gap right now, but Bilal in the 4th, and let's just take a look through those results for race 2. Pablo Araujo picking up that first place by 100th of a second at the line. A fairly finish between himself and Mail, who has to leading for has to sell for second. Moving third, well, 4th. Copeland picks up that last automatic qualification place, largely due to that. But Harris had that opening lap spin. Likewise, Kemp and Monroe also cut up at their own incidents too, who finished 6th, 7th, and 8th, respectively. Wow. Let's get downstairs and have a bit of a chat to the drivers. Ollie, wow, what a race that was.
And we are live, fantastic. I am with the number 1. You treated us to a bit of a race then. Why did you leave it to the last corner to overtake?
Don't know, adrenaline. You know, was close racing, was great.
That was brilliant.
He pushed me out a bit in one corner, so he made me a bit mad, but...
I see there was a bit of touch in mid-run, but...
That's good racing.
It's racing, isn't it? But unbelievable. How did you keep that focus all the way to the end?
I don't know, I enjoy a lot. Like, I was adrenaline, I was just trying to win.
Good.
Yeah.
That's got to be that's the race of the day so far.
I knew top 5 was enough, but I wanted to.
You want to win?
Yeah.
Of course you want to win, right?
Yeah.
So good. If you
have some fun.
If you win the final today, what are you going to pick? Would you pick the pedals, the rig, or the?
I don't know.
Because of what I've seen so far, you're the one to beat.
That guy, we've been tryharding for 1 week, so he knows everything.
Does he?
So
right.
We will see.
I've got to say congratulations. Good luck on the next race. Well done. Right, number 2, I've got to speak to Tom. Tom, come in here. I was watching you on the quali, and you pretty much first the whole way. In the race, same thing. What happened?
I mean, Pablo put up a great fight in the end. I think it was as small as, I lost the rear a little bit coming out of the final corner. And it's those, tiniest of errors which can cost you the win. And I knew it would be, a photo finish in the end. But, just those small mistakes that cost the win, I think.
It makes great viewing for us, though. Yeah. And was there a little touch? I was trying to figure it out. Mid race, there was a little bit of a touch, push you wide, but you managed to keep P1.
Yeah, I was just always watching in my mirror what Pablo was doing and just trying to see if I could maybe back up the pack a little bit and force some battling behind. But in the end, it was extremely close, and I think I ran a pretty great race for what it is.
Definitely. Are you picking the same car for the next race?
Yep, definitely. Aston all the way.
Aston all the way. Did you hear that? Well, congratulations, you are through, because it is the first 5 through. So thank you, Tom. We're going to speak to P3. Who was P3? It's Anjan. Well done. P3, how did you find that?
It was tough, but I wanted to keep it clean because it's, again, just the heats. We need to get into the semi-finals and finals, so I want to keep the car clean, really.
I did. I was starting to root for you when I started to see you come up on Pablo and Tom having a bit of a battle at the front. I thought, P3's coming in. Were you ever contemplating to...
No, well, just main priority is keep the car clean. You'll see me put my elbows out later on. For now, it's like, what's the point of fighting now? Risking taking them out as well.
I like that. Well, what's the point of fighting now? I like that. I'll be watching you later then.
Okay, well, you'll be watching me later.
What are you eyeing up for the prize? What would you pick? Yeah.
I haven't thought that far, really.
You have that self-belief. You got to think you're the
I don't know,
winner.
is the wheel part of the price? I will definitely take the wheel.
Yeah, it is wheel, pedals, and the rig. So you take the
I'll
wheel.
take the wheel. Wheel is the one I want to get. Yeah.
You sticking with the same car for next race?
Yeah, 100%. That's the only car I got.
I like it. I like it. Well, congratulations, mate. You are through. We're going to chat to P4, who is... Oh, awesome. Come on in. Talk to me. How's your... Down the camera lens. How's your race? How'd you find that?
I'm amazed I managed to outqualify anyone, honestly. I have very little experience of iRacing. The grand total of my experience before today was half a lap around Lime Rock at the McLaren Shadow Studio. So I'm very pleased with myself. I unfortunately did take someone out and I waited for them.
Yeah.
So I apologise to him. McLaren driver, I don't know
That's
who.
okay. Don't worry. That's what racing's all about. But overall, what do you think about the environment here? Is it good to see who you're racing against? Because normally at home, when you're on a rig, you don't get to see anyone.
I mean, considering what happened in the race, I'd be kind of glad if I wouldn't have to talk to the person afterwards, you know, because they might be very angry.
But at least you can say sorry face to face, right?
Well, I wish I knew who it was.
Well, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll edit this out. Don't worry. But yeah, you enjoying your time so far then?
Loved it here. Thank you so much to Apex for letting me come along. And yeah, I'm just so happy. And ERL champions hopefully this fall. Apex, I'm rooting for them.
Thank you ever so much. Well, thanks for your time. Good luck. Thank you. Right, we got 4th place. Right, don't tell me your name. It's Jonas. Sorry. I got it right first time. Thanks very much. Jonas, talk to me. How was that?
That was alright. I had a good start. Had to avoid a spin right at the beginning.
Yeah.
That worked alright. And then I managed to get close to the top 3, but they were just a bit too quick. So I got to see them battle. I was waiting for a mistake, but that didn't happen.
Did you think when they were out in front, you think you were going to sit and chill back and just get, because you knew top 5 go through? Was there a part of you thinking, I'm not going to push too hard?
Yeah, I was expecting a mistake up front because they were really battling, but yeah, that didn't happen. But
Very
I'm
good.
happy with my position. It's alright.
What car did you have again?
The Porsche.
And you sticking with the Porsche?
Yeah,
Next race, yeah?
I bought it for this, so.
There you go. I love it. And let's think winning mentality. What are you going to take later?
I would take the wheelbase, I think.
Take the wheelbase. Is that what you need at home? You got a full rig at home, or?
Yeah.
It's all good. How long have you been in sim racing?
3 years or so.
3 years. Pro. I love it. So you're excited for the next race then?
Yeah.
Now you've got that one out of the way, you're thinking you can get above P4?
It should get tougher, but we'll see.
We should see. That was a great race, wasn't it? All right then, well, I wish you all the best, Jonas, for the next one. And you never know, you might be getting that wheel taken home. Okay, we've got P5, because P5's through, right? P5 is through. I can't remember, the names are gone now. Do we have, maybe they're gone. So we turn around and chat to some other people to see how they found the race. I'm going to have a little wander out of here. Okay, guys, we're talking about the last race. Who was the driver of the day of that one?
That's a really difficult choice, actually. It's like the whole top 4 was really...
It was tight, right?
Yeah, really tight. Like, I was similar to the first race, actually. I was kind of expecting fireworks as well, but it actually came out quite good. It was a really good finish.
In all honesty, though, did you think Pablo would have Tom? He let it right to the end. Do you think he was going to take Tom?
I don't know if he was going to, but both of them deserved it, I'd say. It was not sort of like one over the other. It's kind of is the better driver. They definitely both deserved that win. If they both got it. So.
Very good. What about you, sir? What do you reckon? Who was the driver of the day out of that?
Oh, it was me, obviously. I came from the back and ended up...
I like this guy. I like him.
Everyone else fell off the track.
You were P5?
Yes,
so
I did.
You're through to the next round. How you feeling?
Surprised.
Don't feel surprised. You're still in it to win it. What would you have out of the upstairs prizes?
The pedals, I think.
Yeah, the pedals. Good choice. Very nice. I like it. Okay, there's a couple of guys over we can chat to. How we doing? Go on this phone. Let's stop him. All right. How you doing? What's your name?
Ollie.
Ollie? Yes. Oliver, awesome. That's a strong name. That's also my name. Who was your driver of the day out of that?
I think Oliver Kemp.
Oliver Kemp. I liked it. He was near, where was he? Bottom half. Yeah, I know. I figured out. So, Ollie, okay, day's over today for you, but you had a good time?
Yeah. Very nice. Made me feel good about myself.
Good, yeah, and nice to meet everyone else as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think we're ready for the next race then, guys. Thank you for chatting to us, Oliver. So what I want to know is, what does it take to become a fully fledged Apex Racing team member?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of dedication, but I have to say we've got a great little program at the moment that kind of bring in new people into the team. So as well as the data packs and services we offer at Apex Racing Academy, we offer like a junior team as well to the to ART, and that is that drivers can sign up to essentially become part of like a young driver program. And what we do is we sort of take them, we harness their abilities, talk them through how to set up a car, how to study the data. We give them access to the likes of Kev and Jamie as coaches, and it's basically like a 12-month program. So we review them every quarter, set them goals, set them strategies, targets, areas of weakness that they can improve. So we really sort of look at that, and at the end of the year, those that are consistently, you know, hitting all their targets, all their goals, and we can see their improvements on track, you know, they'll get actually offered an academy, a team drive. Right. Unfortunately, those that don't, we do let go, and then the cycle goes again. So, you know, we bring another batch of drivers on, sort of 6 to 8 drivers every year that we're trying to build and develop into our main team. Another way to, maybe end up somewhere like here.
So it's quite competitive. So 6 to 8 drivers you take on, and out of those 6 to 8, how many would you say approximately would get it?
Yeah, I mean, so this year just gone, so it was 3 that got it.
Okay.
And to be honest, if everybody was just like excelling and doing what they needed to do, we would take all 8. You know, if none, then we wouldn't take any. So it's kind of like that. So yeah, we're looking for the best drivers. We want to grow our strength and depth as a team, and bringing in young talent is a really good way. I mean, that is where Kevin and Jamie, Peter all come from the original academy, so back in 2014. And having that kind of loyalty is so much better for a team, I think. So we're just trying to hopefully do the same thing again with another group of young lads. I mean, they need to watch out, of course, because they're coming for their jobs, their positions here. You know, start beating them, then I'm not going to need them.
There you go. So if anyone's watching this now and they want to get involved, what do they do? Do they just...
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing, head over to the Apex Racing Academy website, so apexracingac.com. There's a little contact form there. I mean, I have to say that sign-ups have closed for this year, but by all means, drop me an email. We'll put you on essentially the mailing list the next time it opens up, which is usually around sort of this time every year. Then we'll get you invited back, and we'll do some trials and take it from there.
There you go. So if you want to drive for Apex Racing, just do everything Alex just asked, and we might be here next year.
Well, if race 1 had drama, then what did the race have? It delivered right to the finish. Wow, 1/100th at the line. Can we go better than that? In the third of our quarterfinals. Qualifying well underway right now. Your initial pace setter? Well, it's someone who was in the first ever commentary that I ever did. James Armstrong, your initial pace setter. Whether that was GT3s those days. It's in the GT4s, and he's grown up and grown a lot of iRacing since then. And today, the Aston driver, 58.57 fastest time. Yanko, currently the closest. He's just about over a 10.5 behind him in the Mercedes. The first time we've seen the Mercedes today. Which, it shares the same power unit as the Aston. That deep, dirty, grumbly AMG V8. Of course, we've got Austin Greatrix. He's in third in the Porsche. Another McLaren. That's Roundan. In fourth, Leon Chambers. He's back after breaking his wheel. So we will have actually one extra participant in this race. And thus, the top 6 are going to progress to the final. What makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? Calvin Greatrix. Well, there we go. Rodrigo leaps like a salmon up the timing boards. Up into third. The 58.86. So the sharp end is not quite as... Well, the top 2 are tight as you've ever liked, really. 8 thousandths of a second between Yanko and Armstrong. But behind, it's just as competitive. There's a bit of a gap to Rodrigo, but Ramadan and Austin Greatrix. Incredibly tight between those three. 2 tenths separating those three. Leon Chambers currently 6th. Whittam 7th. Calvin Greatrix, he's running at the 8-car grid, currently qualify in 8th. And, wow. This is going to be nice and clean. As Yanko pulls one out of the bag there to go ahead of Armstrong by, well, just under 200ths of a second. That Mercedes is going faster and faster and faster as Whittam, well, leaps right up into 4th. McLaren currently locking out the 2nd row of the grid right now, alongside Rodrigo, Ramnan and Calvin Greatrix. Currently an all Aston 3rd row. Austin improving into 7th in the Porsche with Leon Chambers down to motor down to 8th. So everyone else around him improving. He hasn't managed to quite improve as much as everyone else. As Yanko, he's going quicker again, faster than anyone in the 1st sector. No improvement in the 2nd. What can he do in the 3rd? That's the big question. Can that Mercedes haul its way through and find yet another improvement as Armstrong goes quicker in the final sector with no improvements elsewhere? Well, is that a slight improvement on that final lap? I think it was there from Yanko. Not by much, by thousandths of a second, but talk about consistency. Still only 100th between himself and Armstrong. But what is Whittam got in the bag? He could well be your dark horse right now. Austin Greatrix, he's on a great lap. He's improved in sectors 1 and 2. It's just Liam Meredith just jumping into the session in a BMW. I got all 5 of the manufacturers here, but I'll tell you, we're close. No, apologies, we have, haven't we? I've got all 5 now. That makes with that BMW of Meredith. Good to see all 5 different available GT4s within the iRacing service. As Whittam's gone fastest of anyone in the 2nd sector. I said about him being one to watch out for. Is he going to improve across the line? I'd say you what, if he can carry that momentum through the rest of the lap, he'll be on to a winner, but it's an improvement in time, but not in position. Still 400ths of a second behind fellow McLaren driver Rodrigo as we see Armstrong. Well, he started strong. He came flying out of the blocks and is struggling in that Aston in the 2nd stages of the qualifying. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here at Silverstone in this qualifying session. And you can see that is an interesting line there from Armstrong, really taking that late apex, trying to carry as much speed out of that final corner as absolutely possible, sacrificing the lap before. He knew it wasn't very good as Ramadan, wow, up into 4th in the McLaren, displacing Whittam, who's down to the 3rd row of the grid, joining Austin Greatrix. Wow, wow, wow. As Whittam improves there, and he leaps back up on the 2nd row of the grid, displacing Ramadan back down to the 3rd row. Rodrigo remains on the 2nd row, but he's down to 4th. Whittam, all the momentum with him. As we see Yanko, fastest of anyone in the 1st sector. No improvement in the 2nd. Armstrong, despite that late apex and trying to carry as much speed out of the final corner to help him onto his next flying lap, has not worked at all. He now finds himself not improving in sectors 1 and 2. These two are going to pretty much come across the line together, despite not being on track together right now. I'm not going to see any improvements. Well, the fastest final sector from Armstrong, and it's good enough to get himself into pole, despite Yanko improving as well. Well, he improved, but not as much as what Armstrong managed to improve, who leaps him and gets it into pole. And Yanko heads to the pits. That's him done and dusted. That's going to lock in his time in qualifying. He's going to remain on a 58.38. Ramadan improving. Austin Greatrix improving too. Meredith is not going to go lap it, so it looks like he's going to start from last in the BMW. Has anyone got an improvement within them? Can anyone climb a position right at the depth in qualifying? Well, it's going to remain as we are. Not long left to find out at all. As that's an improvement from Austin Greytrax at the depth. Just squeezed his lap in and good enough to move up into 5th in the 3rd row of the grid. We're talking about the grid. Let's take a little look through it. Armstrong starting from pole. Yanko starting alongside him. Whittam and Rodrigo make up your all McLaren 2nd row of the grid. Greytrax and Ramadan are on the 3rd row with Chambers and Calvin Greytrax running out your 4th row and the top 8. And the last complete row, because Meredith unfortunately unable to get a lap in qualifying in the BMW. He's going to start from 9th. Wow. Time to take a breath. Time to compose. Because if race 1 and race 2 have taught us anything, we're in for a real wild ride here in race 2. So race 3 even. Oh, that's our quarterfinals. Of course, as mentioned before, the top 6 progress out of this race because we have 1 extra participant. Which 3 drivers are going to be the unlucky ones to head through to the semi-finals? We're going to see another photo finish like race 2 while the safety car's in. Let's find out. Let's get ready to go racing once again, and Armstrong does not hang around whatsoever, goes early, leaves Yanko standing. That's already 3 attempts he's pulled out before they've even crossed the start line. He doesn't want to leave this for chance. Whittam and Rodrigo, the 2 McLarens, go side by side through Cobbs. What a sight, what a spectacle between those 2. But Whittam just about remains ahead. Don't discredit Austin Greytrax in the background there in that Porsche, because, well, I tell you what, he's looking to come through the field right now. But amazingly, nobody making up any positions. Everyone remaining exactly where they are. Unlike any of the other races that we've seen, there was changes on the first lap, but everyone stayed in exactly the same position. No gains, no losses, but it's come close to it. We saw Whittam and Rodrigo having a go. Chambers right now in that McLaren trying to mount an attack onto Ramadan in that Aston Martin ahead of him. And a gap started to emerge between himself and Austin Greytrax in 5th in that 13 Porsche. Gap, in fact, is now half a second. But I tell you what, he's run a bit wide, lost a bit of speed. There's this one. But it's calm early on. The snake heading through Maggots and down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. Nobody looking like they're close enough to mount an attack. I'll tell you, Rodrigo, you can just see him in the corner of the picture right now in that McLaren. He's having a bit of a sniff onto Whittam. There's Whittam, wow, almost into the back of Yanko. They're causing the concertina effect. Rodrigo nearly then into the back of Whittam. But somehow they all get away with it. Greytrax just hanging on for dear life onto the back of this group right now. But I tell you what, Calvin Ramadan and Leon Chambers are coming along for the fight too. Calvin Greytrax and Liam Meredith just starting to fall off the back of the field right now. That Aston, that BMW, let's not forget, top 6 progress. So everyone up to and including Ramadan right now, they are safe. Chambers, work to do. Looking for redemption, had issues in the first of the quarterfinals with his wheel. So was allowed to, you know, retake into the race again. But can he make it through? At this second chance saloon, and Ramadan doesn't want to leave a chance being in that last place as Whittam's child fallen right through the auto there. He came off track. And that, after a great qualifying, starting in 3rd, now finds himself vulnerable because he's in 6th, but Ramadan is only just ahead of him, and he's not got the best of exits. As here comes Witsum trying to steam through on the inside. Can he get the move done? Greatrex fastest lap of the race, but Witsum swoops around through into Cops, and that is ahead, or is he? Because Ramadan says, you don't have it that easy, my friend. I'm going to keep my nose in there. I'm going to keep pushing you along. But Witsum shuts the door right in his face, and here comes Chambers, the opportunistic Chambers trying to sneak that McLaren through up the inside. And when Witsum was so engrossed in Ramadan, Chambers just sneaked his way through him. I tell you what, Ramadan's wide, and that's allowed Calvin Greatrex to come through here, and he's got himself up in 6th. But no, Chambers straight back at him, and there's contacts on the exit of Brooklyn's there. Wow, that may well be looked at potentially a bit of argy-bargy. We were half expecting it. It's been pretty clean up until now. But Chambers into 7th. Ramadan, another of the big losers. Witsum, after falling into 7th, has managed to get back into 5th. And wow, this is close once again. Side-by-side action between Chambers and Greatrex through Cops. But look at Ramadan. He's trying to sneak through. He's trying to find the fastest lane. But now Meredith back up onto this group, and this is the 4-way fight now for that last qualification place. Chambers has got it, but how long is he going to hold on to it? We've seen how quick in qualifying Ramadan is. Don't discredit Greatrex and Meredith. They could sneak through here, because all it takes is one false move, one error from one of the drivers, and they could end up losing big, and someone could gain big. 5 minutes on the clock. Armstrong leads from Yanko. Rodrigo in 3rd. Greatrex, Witsum in 5th. Recovering well. And we've got a gap. The 4-way battle that we've just seen between Chambers, Ramadan, Greatrex, and Meredith. But it's getting close at the top once again. It's Armstrong as Yanko all over his back right now. And he cannot shake him whatsoever. But Rodrigo and Austin Greatrex, they're there. They're in with the fight. Witsum, I tell you what, he was fastest man on the circuit last time around, so he is closing on to the back of them. He wants to be part of that fight for the victory. And here's the other fight that's going on, that last fight. The fight for the last qualification place even. And who is going to get it? Who is going to take it? Because right now, Chambers is just starting to pull away from Greatrex. Ramadan has got stuck behind his fellow Aston driver of Calvin Greatrex. Meredith still on the rear end of this train. Unable to find his way past. As we see James Armstrong still leading. But the gap between himself and Yanko is closing. Who needs to be careful. He needs to keep one eye on his mirrors right now because Rodrigo is hot on his tail. And he will sneak past. If he's given half a whiff of an opportunity, you know that he'll be making his way past. Can Yanko come on? Hold on. He is no mug himself. And Rodrigo, well, I'll tell you what. He only has an 1800 I rating, but Yanko ahead of him, 5.5. Armstrong, 7.2k right now. Rodrigo, based on his I rating, does not deserve to be here. But I tell you what, he is here on merit because he is matching these guys every step of the way. And they are not getting away. And he is trying to find a way past Yanko. Someone I-rating wise who's significantly higher than him. But Austin Greatrex, he's no mug. He wants a bit of this action. And everyone just remaining calm. But we're going to come across the line, and the white flag is going to be in the air. We're going to have 1 lap remaining here in the last of the quarterfinals. And a personal best from Armstrong across the line. The hammer down from the Brit in the Aston. But will he hold on to the victory? Will Yanko make a last lap lunge? Well, he's a bit far back, but Rodrigo is poised. He is there. He is well placed, and he is closing in. And he wants a fight and a chance at this victory here at Silverstone National. I'm just hoping that this does not end up in tears for any of them, because it could see them drop outside the top 6. Wissam has been closing, but not quite enough. He's going to remain in a bubble. This is the battle for 6th place, as Chambers has Ramadan all over his tail right now, and he's going to hold on. Oh, sorry, no, that was Ramadan and Greytrex even. This looks like Chambers is going to get through comfortably. But Armstrong, he's going to take your victory here. Yanko second. Rodrigo, a great drive from the McLaren driver, in third. Austin Greytrex fourth. 4 different manufacturers in the top 4. That's what we like to see. And that's what we love about GT racing. Oh, wow. What a final, well, quarter-final. We've had 2 great ones preceding. The third, well, I tell you what, you could practically throw a blanket over these 2 groups of drivers. Armstrong running out with a victory. Yanko in second. Rodrigo third. Austin Greytrex finishes in 4th. Ian Whittam in the end. If it hadn't been for that mistake, he would have been in there battling for the podium. The McLaren driver, in the end, he did fall all the way down to about 7th. Recovered back up into 5th and got himself through comfortably in the end. A great drive, and I'll tell you what, he's going to be one to watch out for in the preceding rounds, because he showed great pace and he was quicker than our leaders at times. Definitely my tip to keep half an eye on is Ian Whittam. Leon Chambers, he picks up that 6th place, and that crucial 6th place. And it shows that he's made it through by, well, 1.5 seconds nearly. But Ramadan was there fighting him for the way. Likewise was Calvin Greytrex and Liam Meredith to round out your 9-car field. It was close. It was frantic. But in the end, only 6 could make it through. Oh, wow. It could have gone any way. It was so close. But Chambers just picking that up. And I tell you what, he was given that second chance after his wheel braking earlier on. And he took it with both hands. And he made it through. Made it count. Ramadan will be ruining that mistake, because he would have been one of the drivers surely that would have made it through. But the Aston just having a few issues. But I tell you what, we're going to head downstairs now and have a bit of chat to, well, Ollie's going to have a bit of a chat to some of our drivers and get their reactions to what was an incredibly tight race.
James, incredible race. I think you were leading it the whole way, right? Were you worried anyone was going to take you any point?
I was worried about Mohammed, but I think it was fine, to be honest. He was 5/10 behind all race, so it was fine.
Just got your head down.
Yeah, just
did the job.
Yeah, tried to drive around, not getting any slowdowns, not getting too many incident points, but it's fine. Yeah.
Love it. All right. So you ready for the next race? You buzzing for it?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot closer the next few races, a lot harder.
Yeah.
I think we'll see what I can do.
What's your eyes on? What prize? You're going to take if you win the whole thing?
I'll be yeah, really.
Going for the riddance. I like that. Well done. You deserve P1. Congratulations. Good luck with the next one. I want to get Mo in next, though, because this was the one to watch. Look at that. Sportsmanship. Love that. Don't know if we got that on camera, but they touched. How did you find it?
It was all right, yeah. Obviously, we knew that you had to get top 5, so we just decided I'll just sit behind James and let the rest play out.
I'm happy in P2. I'll just sit back.
There's no need to push, really. Just make sure to get to the end, no mistakes. Use it a bit of a practice session for me.
I like it, yeah, because you push too hard and you end up touching, you wipe each other out. No good.
Definitely what I didn't want to do, but yeah.
That's good. So everything went smooth. How you thought?
The quali lap, I was really happy with that. James just got me there. But, you know, it
yeah. Well, I mean, James is. I noticed just a minute ago. His I rating is pretty high, right? Was it 7.2?
7.2, I think.
7.7, and yours is 5.4. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not complaining.
I mate, me neither. Mine's like -200, maybe. So that's fine. Right, awesome. Right, any? Are you going to take battle the next thing? What are you going to do after you've got this one under your belt?
Well, it all depends on quali, really. Just hopefully get as high as possible in quali.
Yeah.
And again, just relax, make sure I get those positions, keep it in one piece, and then hopefully get to the final.
And if you win the whole thing, which I'm asking everyone, I want to know what the prize of the day is.
If I was to win the final, I
Yeah.
would probably go with the pedals.
Yeah, pedals pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, wicked. Right, thanks for chatting to us. Good luck on the next one, Mo. Okay, P3. Who was P3? I got to go to the chart. Oh, it's Stenuk. Is he about? I spoke to him a bit earlier actually. Stenuk, come on. The fans won you. The fans won. You got P3. How did you find that?
It was a good race. Generally, just being really cautious throughout that race.
Yeah.
We only really need top 5 or so to go to the next.
That's what I was going to say. In that race, it was like top 6 went through. So you actually thought about that. You thought, I don't want to push too hard because if I do, I could wipe out. So you were doing calm and steady, right?
Yeah, just trying to stick behind the car ahead, not go for any ambitious moves or anything. I was tempted to move for P2, but I didn't too hard or anything.
I like that style though, and you P3. So if this was like the final, you'd be podium right now. I'd be giving you the bronze medal. So you felt good. You're coming out. You're confident for the next one.
Yeah, car feels good. I'm confident with how the car feels and the setup feels good.
Very good. So next one you got to push, right?
Yeah, of course.
You're going to give it all.
No worries.
Yeah.
I love it. No, not leaving anything behind. So if you won the whole thing today, what would you be taking home from the prizes?
Probably either the rig itself or the pedals, because I'm on a dining chair at the moment.
A dining chair. I know how that feels. Don't worry.
So I'd probably bring home the metal rig.
Oh, the rig. Okay, no one said the rig yet. I like that. Well, Thenuk, you are awesome. I could chat to you all day, mate. Good luck for the next one. I want to see you push it. Good stuff, Thenuk. Thank you. Right, we need to grab. Go to my board. Brilliant. I like that. I got workers doing stuff. Let's go. Come on, talk to me. How'd you find it?
It was good. It was a scrappy race, a little bit. Lots of overtakes going on. Lots of fighting for position and stuff. So fighting over 6th spot, but it was a 3-way fight there, and it was respectful racing. So really enjoyed it. So yeah.
Yeah, that 6th spot in the end, I think, was the main action of the time, because we knew on this race top 6 went through, and normally you'd be like fighting for 6, but today it meant something, right?
Yeah,
and you got it.
Definitely did. I mean, I wasn't expecting to be in the semis, so it would be nice to go through and have another chance again. It's been really fun racing with everybody, so that's what it's all about.
And throughout that race, was you saying to yourself, I know top 6 go through, I need to take it careful, or you are pushing?
I think going into it, I was like, I'll be careful and I'll try and see what happens. And then, first lap happens, you just red mist goes. You have to go for every position you can go for. So yeah, it was scrappy out there, but it was a good race. So
I love that though, because that's typical, isn't it? You say to yourself, right, I'm going to do this. You then literally you put that helmet on, that virtual helmet. You get in the car, and then everything goes out the window. Red mist, you're like, I'm just going to go full Hulk mode.
Absolutely, absolutely, every single race, yeah.
So let's talk about prize then, because a few people saying rig, a few people saying pedals. What would you go for?
I'd agree with the pedals, guys. I mean, these pedals are just cut above the rest. Absolutely. Yeah.
And when they're free, even better.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
You got a big smile on your face. You're enjoying the day?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been just great fun the entire day.
What's been the best part so far? Obviously, compete P6.
Yeah, trying the rigs out. The facilities and stuff here are amazing. And coming from my rig back home and just the upgrades here is just, it's above anything else I've been at. So yeah, just great fun.
It's great to actually see your opponents, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely different when you're online and you can't really, see the person. But being able to go back afterwards, shake people's hands and say,
I love that.
good race. It's it's great fun.
Right, well, good luck on the next one, buddy. Well done on qualifying. Good stuff. Right, I think that's it. No more interviews, so we'll go back onto the next race. Back to you, Tim. Right, we're downstairs in the customer centre, so let's go and find some people to chat to and see what it is they love about sim racing. Let's go. It's a very sort of focused energy at the moment. We're going to grab some people. Let's go in here. This is a quiet room. Guys, how are we doing? What's your name?
Mohammed.
Let's go.
Mohammed.
There we go. And how far have you travelled today?
Around 2-hour drive from Huddersfield.
2-hour drive from Huddersfield. Absolute legend. How long have you been interested in sim racing now?
I started around 2019, I'd say, and then only got into iRacing over 2 years now. But yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so what do you hope to get from today's event?
Seeing as my rig isn't as high tech as these, I thought it'd be quite fun to try it. But definitely some of the people like Tom I haven't met before, but I've raced with him, and it was quite interesting to come and meet them. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. No, I like that. And biggest question today then is, are you going to win?
Well, I've already been knocked out first round, but it was a fun race. I enjoyed it, but
We got a lot of laughter going on. It was a fun race. Where'd you come?
fifth, just outside. Yeah.
That's okay though. That's right.
It was fun. I enjoyed it, so it's all good. It's all good.
That's awesome. Right, we're going to bring Tom on then because he mentioned Tom. Let's get Tom involved straight away. So, wow, I know your name's Tom. Where have you come from?
Coventry, so not that far, just down the road.
And how did you get on in the first race?
I came fourth just in front of Mo, so I'm through to the next round.
That's all that counts. That's all that counts, isn't it? Beating you, mate.
Yeah.
And so, what do you're through to the next round. What are you hoping to get out of today's event?
Well, like Mo said, just meet up with a load of the guys because I know a load of the guys here, but I've never, met them in real life. So it's nice to come and meet up and see them, face to face.
I think that's good because obviously sim racing can be quite a lonely sport at home. Yeah. You go, high five. You got no one to high five. You come here, and it's like there's more camaraderie. You can catch up with people. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So already you've seen a few people that you've raced against.
Yeah. All the guys around here I've kind of raced against and. Hang out with quite a lot on Discord and on iRacing, so it's nice to come and see them face to face.
I like that. And how long have you been doing sim racing?
About 2 years now.
2 years, veteran then. Have you won anything big?
No, not yet.
Are you going to win today?
Let's see. I hope so.
I like that. It's been great chatting to you, Tom.
Yeah,
Thanks very much.
Wow. We're back, and it is semi-final time. Who is going to progress? That is the question. Top 4 make it through from each of the semi-finals. And who will claim their place in the grand final? Wow, we've seen some real strong contenders from the heats. Whittam, Armstrong, Mayo, Rodrigo Gariboli, Owen. They're all here. Blail and Gregory, they've been in the fights too. This could go absolutely anyway. Your guess is as good as mine. But qualifying, that is underway right now. Maybe that might give us a few indications. Who is going to come out on top here? Because I tell you what, I'm sure this is going to be yet another close affair between all of our drivers. And time's on the board. Well, Owen setting that initial base pace of 58.48. 59.1 from Whittam. Not as quick as what he managed in the heats, incidentally. Gregory, third. Blail, fourth in the Porsche. Armstrong. Wow, I think he'd be disappointed with that opening time of a 59.6 in the Aston. 4 Astons make up the field, 3 McLarens, 1 Porsche. But 4 drivers only make it through. As Blail gets above Whittam there for second. Oh dear, that's not going to help Blail in the Porsche whatsoever, and Whittam just jumps above him to make it onto the front row of the grid. As Armstrong progressing, but maybe not quite the speed that he would have liked. Up into third. It's currently behind Owen and Whittam, the 2 McLaren drivers. And what can Armstrong do? Can he find that time that he needs? Again, another one of the drivers who hasn't gone as strongly in the semi-final qualifying as he did in the quarter-final qualification. Yet to set times. They've had them deleted so far, Gariboli and Mail. In fact, that's another deletion. Well, I thought it was another deletion, but it comes up right at the depth and right up onto the front row. Goes Gariboli. A great lap from him. There's Mail so far. He's completed a lap. It's been deleted, that time. So he is remaining in 7th place right now. As we see Owen. And he isn't really improving too much right now. I'll tell you about Gregory. He's improved from Sector 1. Likewise has Mail 2. And Mail goes fastest in the final sector, and doing so moves himself up into 4th, second row of the grid, knocking down Armstrong and Gregory Farrell, Aston Martin drivers. As Gary Bowley, well, goes fastest of anyone in the final sector and puts it on pole in the semi-finals. A great lap from him, a 58.36. And that is over 3 tenths quicker than anyone else we've seen so far in qualifying. A great lap from him. No, sorry, it's even this, well, on the last laps it was. It's only 100 faster than that Owen. So that was just sneaking through. Just reading my columns there. Got a bit excited. I thought, where's that come from? But, wow, exactly 100th of a second quicker than Owen. Armstrong, second row with Whittam. So currently, for fans of patterns, it's Aston Martin, McLaren, Aston Martin, McLaren, Aston Martin with Mail currently in 5th. See him on screen right now. Whittam gone an improvement in sector 2. Not sure where it's going to be enough to move him up through the qualification standings as we are. As Rodrigo has managed to get a time on the board. A little bit behind everyone else in terms of times as Whittam, there you go. How about that? Moves himself up into 3rd, displacing Armstrong down into 4th. They still both remain. Well, as Armstrong instantly responds there. I wasn't far off. Moving up onto the front row, 0.06 of a second slower than Owen. As Rodrigo straight up into 6th. Wow, that was only on his 2nd flying lap as well. That is an astounding lap. Gary Bowley's gone fastest of anyone in the 2nd sector, and after improving in the 1st sector as well, is this going to be a new pole position time? Is he going to extend the gap over Owen even further? Let's find out as he crosses the line. Is it an improvement? Well, no, in fact, it was such a disastrous final sector. He goes slower than his previous best. That's an absolute disappointment for him as well. It's all about McLaren. Look at that. Wow, Bale just displacing Gregory. I was just about to say we're going to have one line of Astons, one line of McLarens lining up on the grid, but the Porsche Bale just nestling his way in there and disrupting that little pattern. As Gregory down and demoted into 8th here. Whittam. He's looking like he's going to remain where he is. No improvement from him. Mail improved in sector 2, a personal best, but no improvements in sectors 1 and 2, so 1 and 3 even. Jonas Baleo, he's on a quicker lap as well. As Gary Bowley's going to go fastest than anyone in the final sector. But Owen snatches pole position away from him. Provisional pole going to Dave Owen from now in the McLaren with a 58.36, 6 thousandths of a second quicker than Gary Bowley. That is, wow, as close as you like. As Belail improves, he's creeping up the leaderboard. He's now up into 6th. That's the 3rd row of the grid for him. As Armstrong, well, he's slowly, bit by bit, been chipping away in qualifying, getting closer and closer and closer, and displaces Owe from pole position by 4 thousandths of a second. 1/100th carries our top 3 here in the first of our semi-finals. That is how close and competitive it is. Armstrong into the pits. That's his time locked in. He will not be going any faster than a 58.35. But behind him, can anyone else do anything? Gary Bowley faster than anyone in the first sector, but no improvements elsewhere. He's going to remain third. He might just get another lap in. He's going to be close. He's going to wiggle on. That's if he's got the fuel on board. As Gregory, is he going to improve? He's got personal bets in sectors 2 and 3, but no, an improvement in time, but remains where he is. Well, time's coming in thick and fast. This is going to go right down to the wire here. Qualifying in the first of the semi-finals. Wissam getting within a 10th of the pole position time, but Rodrigo displaces Mail. He moves up into 5th. What has Mail got in response? Personal best in Sector 1. No improvement in Sector 2. Owen has exactly the same as well. He's currently in 2nd. The clock is ticking down. 15 seconds left. Owen will make it across the line, but he's going to abandon his lap. He's going to remain in 2nd. As Gary Bowley remains in 3rd. Whittam, no improvement from him. Rodrigo likewise. And I think that is just going to be done and dusted in qualifying. Yes, it is. But wow, how close was that? Let's just take you through the grid. Armstrong claiming pole right at the depth by 3 thousandths of a second over Owen. Gary Bowley 4th with Whittam in 4th, let's say Gary Bowley 3rd, Whittam in 4th, 2nd row of the grid, and that top 4 covered by under a 10th. Rodrigo, he lines up alongside Mail on the 3rd row of the grid with Blair and Gregory. Going to round out your 8-car grid and the 4th row. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Definitely 2 groups emerging if qualifying is anything to go by. The top 4. And then the next 4 are going to really scrap this one out. And of course, it is the top 4 that qualify from each of our semi-finals. Who is going to make it through? Baleo, you see him in the Porsche there. Ran well in qualifying. Moved up and down the order a little bit. One to watch out for. Mail, he's going to be disappointed to be starting from 6th. Yes, it is the 3rd row of the grid, but I think he's going to be, looking to make progress in the early stages. Safety car moves away. Here we go. The anticipation builds. Who is going to make it through? Well, we don't have long to find out because safety car is pulling in. Everyone lines up. Armstrong started on pole for his quarter-final. He went early. Is he going to do the same again? Yes, he does, as he pulls out that 3/10 advantage over Owen. Gary Bowley he's on the inside of him in that Aston, and he's going to squeeze his way through. Whittam down 1 place because Rodrigo, and there's contact in the midfield. That's Whittam around. Oh, wow, Balale, after, getting such a strong start, he's down and out as well. Oh, wow, drama, because that has promoted up Rodrigo a place. He's now into the automatic qualifying pots. Bale, he's up a place. Gregory really doing well out of that. He's up to climb 2 places, but still isn't inside that top 4, crucially. 2 Astons, 2 McLarens currently making it through as Rodrigo nearly into the back of Owen there. Getting close. Rodrigo, he might only be 1800 iRacing, but he is punching well above his weight right now because he's up against 2 7K iRacing drivers. And Gary Bowley, well, he's only got 3.8K, but I tell you what, he is going great guns and he is giving the 7K guys a match right now, because Armstrong is not getting away, and equally Owen behind him is not catching up whatsoever. And Mail, well, he needs to work overtime right now. He needs to push things to the max because he can see, he can smell, he can almost practically touch a place in the grand final. Currently in 5th. Can he make it through? Because I tell you what, we've got a battle on for the lead. Gary Bowley up the inside of Armstrong, and he's going to get the move done, but Armstrong's no mug. But look, here comes Owen with a piece of the action. Going to try and slip up the inside of Armstrong, but Armstrong's going to carry all the speed, all the momentum right around the outside of Gary Bowley. Knows it, and he shuts off the exit. He covers that one off, and he says to Armstrong, no, you don't. You're not coming through. You're not coming past. And Owen, well, he's gone right to the left-hand side of the track. Armstrong swoops down to open up the corner. Gary Bowley taking the shallow line, and he could end up conceding the place to Armstrong. They bang body parts there as Owen tries to find a way through. Armstrong moving left, moving right, filling the mirrors of Gary Bowley right now, but cannot find a way past, cannot find a way through. And this is about as close as it gets. The second covering our top three. Mail dropping off a little bit, but could be brought right back into things, because if these four keep battling like they have been over the course of the last lap, the Mail is going to be right in amongst things. And yes, he's closing up, and he is coming to be a part of this party, to claim his spot that he feels that he deserves in the grand final. 3 minutes completed. Out of 8. Gary Bowley leads from Armstrong. Owen third. Rodrigo fourth. Mail fastest lap of the last time around in fifth. Gregory sixth. Blale seventh. Whittam, well, he's going to be gutted by that one. And now well off the pace, but oh, it's a change for the leaders. Armstrong trying to pull out alongside Garibaldi, trying to find his way past, but can't quite get it done. Mail trying to make progress in the background there, but Armstrong, he's going to get it done surely past Garibaldi. That is a great move there. Down into Maggots, onto the brakes, but I tell you what, it's not done and dusted here, because this is round 2 into Brooklands, and Garibaldi retakes it and squeezes Armstrong wide, who keeps that inside line and tries to see Garibaldi wide. But who's going to get the best of exits? Armstrong, is he going to shut the door in Garibaldi's face? No, he doesn't. But who's got the best exit? In fact, is it even going to be Owen? Armstrong defends him instantly to that inside line, trying to cover everyone off as Garibaldi tries to find a way right the long way round Cops. Can't get it done. Backs out here. Let's look at this. There's now a 6-way fight because Gregory wants a piece of the action. He's up onto this train. All this fighting has backed this top 4 up into Mail and up into Gregory. And those two Astons now at the rear of this train are now in with a shot of getting inside this top 4. Just over half race distance completed. The McLaren Rodrigo has a bit of a look up the inside. It's a lunge, it's a late lunge, and he's going to get the move done over Owen, but Owen runs it wide and just manages to squeeze his way through. Here comes Mail. He's looking to counteract Rodrigo's move, but Rodrigo on the outside, and I think he's going to carry on the momentum, and that's just going to keep him in this 4th place for now. But Mail is clinging on for dear life, using every ounce, every horsepower that V8 and that Aston Martin Vantage has got, but it's not quite enough. Rodrigo holds on to 4th. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we've got under 3 minutes remaining, and this is only going to get more frantic and fraught as this race continues. Armstrong is ahead of Garibaldi as there comes Mail. He lunges and tries to muscle his way through past Rodrigo, who has none of it. He holds on to the outside, but now the fight for 4th is intensifying, and they're starting to fall off the back of the group of 3 in front of them as here comes Mail up the inside. And he's just ahead of Rodrigo, and he looks like he's going to hold on to it as he swoops down across the front, as there's a battle for the lead going on right now between Armstrong and Garibaldi. They won't leave each other alone. Owen right in the mix as well. This is hard to know where to look between these two groups of 3 cars. The battle for the lead and the battle for the last of the qualification spots. We've got 2 minutes remaining. The calm before the storm is here. Or is it? Because Garibaldi is sniffing and lunging and looking at Armstrong right now. And all this fighting between this top 3. And look, it's allowed that group of 3 behind of Mail, Rodrigo and Gregory to close up here as the fight for the lead intensifies once again. Down into Brooklands comes Garibaldi and Armstrong fighting his way back round the outside. Wow, these two, how many times do we see them? But the opportunistic Owen could sneak underneath the pair of them and catch them. No, he's off. He may even have a slowdown there as Owen's backs right out of it, and he's backed himself out into 4th place. And Mail has dropped right down, but here comes Gregory storming through the middle of a 3-wide like a freight train. Nobody is stopping him, and he claims that last 4th place, and he shoves Mail out wide onto the exit. The Cops there and says, no, this place is mine. You need to work hard to come back to claim this. 7 minutes complete. Oh, and there's contact. Owen into the back of Mail. Mail is out with some new fastest lap of the race right at the back. He's still going for it, even though he's down and out. But wow, this is really flipped on its head right now. Ultron Gariboli, they are clear. Rodrigo off with them. Now it is all between Owen and Gregory. This battle for fourth. Who is going to take it? Who is going to get that last place automatically through? Are we going to have another lap? Yes, we've got 1 lap left to go. 1 lap to settle this for the last place, and they are side by side as they start things off. It is Gregory in the Aston versus Owen in the McLaren. And place your bets, folks. Who is going to cross the line in the lead of these two and pick up that crucial 4th place? Because I think we've got more chance of working this out by rolling a dice than trying to guess as these two chop and change left, right and centre. It is Gregory ahead of Owen. And can he hold him off? As Gariboli has just got ahead of Armstrong once again, as they don't want to have any contact. They don't want to take each other out because they could end up not making it through. But I tell you what, they're having a good scrap all the way to the line. Gregory's still holding off Owen, but Owen's coming through and charging through. No, he's run wide. He's pushed it too hard. Gariboli's going to win. Armstrong's going to pick up second here. Rodrigo third with a weave across the line, but it's Gregory up 4 places. He started in 8th, and he's going to finish 4th, and he's going to get into the grand final. What a race. The 1-1-3 in Aston Martin. It's moments like that why we come to sim racing. What a drive. We had to be opportunistic. He was there when those moments happened to pick up pieces, and it was a rewind where he got on the momentum, coming out of left through Woodcote, across the start finish line, where he just stormed through the gap in the middle, stormed into that 4th place, and got himself through into the final. Thank you, Gregory. Take a bow and be proud of what you have just achieved there, because that is an astounding result. And big names not making it through. We knew it might happen in this ball. And that can be quest with them. I mean, he said the fastest lap of the race. Still did not make it through. Wow. Wow. Let's take a look through your results here from the first of our semi-finals. So, Gariboli takes the victory by just over a tenth in the end from Armstrong. Roll on the final. I'm looking forward to seeing those two battle it out once again. The way they were going at it in this semi-final. Well, I could have watched that all evening long. Rodrigo in third. Gregory in the end, he sent up 4 places into 4th, and he is through into the final. Owen, well, he gave it a good go right at the end. Carried too much speed through Luffield, end up out into the gravel, but he needed to be creative and try something. He finished in 5th in the end. James Blale in the lone Porsche in this semi-final finishes 6th. And then it's into 2 drivers that are going to be absolutely gutted. Mail finished in 7th in the Aston after making contact in the entrance into Maggots, and then Whittam after that spin. In pretty much the same spot. Finishes last in 8th, but did pick up fastest lap of the race. Well, I'll tell you what, Ollie, he's downstairs, and he's going to have a bit of a catch-up with some of our drivers after, well, what a truly epic semi-final as, well, I just don't know how this one's going to quite pan out. But over here from Ollie downstairs with the drivers.
Well, that was fun. It's Leo. Everyone's screaming your name. Leo, Leo. And it's Leo Gariboli. How you feeling? Again, you stole it on the last few corners.
I mean, that one was a bit more difficult. I mean, the only reason I wanted to fight that much was just a bit of trolling.
Yeah.
Because also I noticed that one of the good guys is now no longer with us because of that. So that was a good idea.
Yeah.
But that one was a bit more difficult. Yeah, I messed up qualifying. I was going to get a very low 2 there, and then I completely messed up the second section. So that was the only reason I was so far behind there.
Well, it doesn't look like you messed up at all. I mean, so that's 2 wins out of 2, so that's undefeated, right?
Yeah.
So far, 2 P1s out of 2 P1s.
And I won the heat race earlier.
There you go, and won the heat one. So you're feeling confident, right, for the next race?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. I just need to not mess up qualifying because I have a 2 in there. I just need to do it.
Very good. Do you do anything before you get pumped or focused for the race? Do you do anything superstitious or?
No. I just think about what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, what is it I need to do? What is it? What is my line? Stuff like that.
And is Silverstone your track? You know it quite well.
I like the national one, and I like the Aston a lot. That's probably the one that's helping it.
So you're going to stick with the Aston for the final then?
Yeah. I don't have any others anyway, so.
Well, there you go. I love it. Well, good luck in the final. Watch out for Leo. Good luck. Well done, mate. Great race. Right, we're going to move on and speak to James. Here he is, James. James. You led the whole race. Last few corners. Talk me through it.
Well, most of the race I had the outside into that second to last corner, and every single time I just kept alongside to get the inside in the last corner, but then obviously the last lap you just got to do or die, and Leo properly got it on the inside, good send, clean, and I just couldn't hang it around the outside of the last corner. That's pretty much all.
And you just, were you thinking, do you know what, I'll take P2 home because I know 4 go through?
Yeah, I knew 4 went through, so when I saw him getting on the inside and when I knew that he was definitely going to pass me, I just backed out to make sure I didn't drop back any further than second.
I've noticed a lot of clean racing so far. Is it because you know when you're going to touch in this and you both wipe each other out, it just means, well, you've lost the opportunity to go through?
Yeah, for sure. I think in the finals we'll definitely see way more aggressive fighting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, because at the moment I'm looking on that, because I think there was a touch early on. I'm not sure who that was. We'll have to check a replay out. But then the final, like you said, I think people are going to go a little bit harsher.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Love it. Right, well, good luck. You're in the final, mate. James, one to watch. Now we've got P3. Yes, it's the Nook. Come on up. I was rooting for you. Talk me through that race, because you were like P5 at one point, fighting for, and then you end up coming third again.
Yeah, so I joined quali late and couldn't really hook up my first couple laps. And I managed to get an all right lap in the end, but it was only enough, I think, for P5. I think I qualified. And then from the start, I picked up 1 position up to P4. I lost a position, I think. And then I was while fighting for P4, the 2 cars ahead had an incident. So
They did. I know that was a good bit of watching for us. They had a crash, hit each other, and then you just shot up there.
Aimed for the inside there.
I liked it. And then P3 as well.
Yeah, P3 is a good race, yeah.
That's 2 P3s, right? Because you're third and 11. I've been counting. I've got your bronze medals on the side, ready to take home.
Thank you.
So you're in the final.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a tricky one, but this one we can be less cautious, really. I mean, before it was more just getting through the next round. Yeah. But this is the last bit, so.
So in this race again, you were saying yourself again, got to be cautious. I know top 4 go through, and it worked, right?
Yeah.
And then this time, but that's it. We're going to get a full Hulk Thunuk on the next final, right?
I think this time we're going to send it.
Oh, he's going to send it. We're going to see a different style. Red, bloodshot eyes. Good luck. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. Well done. Fantastic work from Thunuk there. We got someone else. Yes, we're through. P4. Yes, you did it. You've done it again. Come up here. You're in shot. Come up here. Get on the stage. You deserve it. Talk to me. How are you feeling?
Surprised more than anything.
So what was last time? You got P5. And you scraped through.
Yeah, scraped through again. I do this a lot, it seems.
You are the qualifying man. You just literally love it.
Oh, yeah. It's a shock. I won't lie. I did not expect, with this quality of the grid, I was like, oh, okay, I'll resign myself, sit at the back. Maybe something happened, and it did. So
we saw. So 2 people hit each other, and then you saw that they spin off, and you just went right. I'm having that.
Yeah, went through the middle. Like I thought, might as well have a go for it. I'm probably not going to hold on to it. Oh no, I have held on to it. They hit each other. Okay.
Yeah.
And then a proper ding dong battle for the last couple of laps as well as to the end, which was really good fun. Like awesome racing from everyone. That was really good.
It was great fun to watch. Did you feel a little bit calmer qualifying the first race to this race? Did you use those, or was it still just nervous going through this race?
Calmer, because I know what the car's going to do a bit more, but yeah, it was just a matter of hope for the best and
Well, yeah, something's happened at least. So.
You're in the final, mate. You were in the final. How are you going to play the final? What are you going to be a little bit more, elbows out?
Same thing again. Just let people let them do themselves. Like
sit back watching it.
Yeah, watch the carnage. It would be great. Like the rest of the guys in my team usually do that in touring cars. So we watch everything go off. So it's fingers crossed.
I can't believe it. What's been the best part of your day so far?
I think meeting everyone again. Like I know quite a few people already.
Yeah.
And I know quite a lot of people by voice, but not seeing them in person.
Yeah.
Is like finding meeting everyone going like, hi, you're you.
You're you.
You have a face. You have a body. Yeah, that's been the best bit. Like that has definitely been the best bit of today. I think. Who's
the one to, apart from yourself? Who do you think is the driver to watch for in the final?
I actually think Leo. Leo's been quick.
Yeah.
And scrappy as we saw in the last race. So
there you go.
Yeah. And he did pretty well last time when I was doing an event like this before. So hopefully maybe he can do it. I don't know.
Well, we can sit back, we can relax, and we can watch the next race.
Yes.
But you are in the final. Let that sink in. All right, good luck.
Yeah,
fantastic. Good luck. Going to be in the final. Right, I want to find out some of the people find. Oh, Tom. Tom, come on in. What happened at the end? Where did you come?
Last or second last, it doesn't really, matter. I'm not in the top 4. So.
You were part of the crash. Talk to me about. Did you hit someone or someone hit you? I cannot remember.
So on the lap prior, coming onto the start-finish straight, I had my run compromised, which meant that a few of the cars could get through, could get past me.
Yeah.
And while I was trying to defend into maggots, I got a slight tap from the rear and a further tap, and I just couldn't save it. And the car was round.
Oh, I noticed because I think you were rocking P3 at that point, right?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, up to P3 after quite disappointing qualifying. I think starting P6, but I just at that point just wanted to maintain P3. But what can you do in those situations? Nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, looking back, do you think if you qualified higher up, that wouldn't have happened?
Yes. Yeah. Certainly. Qualifying was a shocker for me, but we live and we learn. It's how it goes.
You've had 2 races. You've been an absolute gentleman to chat to. Been watching you all day. So thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. I think we're going to cut back to the next race. Back to you, Tim.
Welcome back. Wow, it's semi-final 2. And 4 more places up for grabs. It was a 6-way fight. We're going to see that again? Well, let's find out because we're into qualifying. And Owen Carroll He leads the way, 58.28. With, well, I was about to say Pablo Harajo just not far behind, but it's a movement just sneakily in there with his Aston Martin to disrupt that lockout of McLaren's on the front row. Goes 1700ths of a second slower than Carroll. With 58.45, who Carroll's just gone fastest of anyone in the first sector. I tell you what, that one's getting a little bit interesting. Can he improve even further and extend his provisional pole position margin even further? Yanko currently in 4th. Well, he had a entertaining, to say the least, quarter-final. Carroll purple in Sector 2 as well. He's on an absolute flyer right now. Let's see, watch him come out of Woodcut. He's going to come across the line. Is it all for... No, he can't make it 3 purple sectors, but he goes quicker. 58.26. And an instant response there from Amufan, who 58.45 from him. Keeps it just about within 2 tenths. I tell you what, we've got some real quality drivers. Top 3, they're all above 7.5k. 4th and 5th, they're above 5k. With Chambers and Copeland, well, Chambers 3.2, Copeland 2.1. I mean, they're no slouches themselves. They'll be maybe looking to pick up some scraps, but we've seen big underdog performances here today. We're going to see more. We saw it last time. Wissam, you would have thought he would have been in there, fighting all the way to the end. Probably made it through to the final. Instant caught him out. Likewise, Mail, they did not make it through. We're going to say that history repeating itself in race 2 of the semi-finals. Well, not far away from seeing the green light. We have got 3.5 minutes left in qualifying. 3.5 minutes left to improve times and climb up through that leaderboard. Is anyone going to manage it? Well, currently there's no improvements out on track right now. But don't discredit some of those drivers to just eke up some places. Because you know full well there's going to be changes. Carroll is into the pits. I think that is a change up in tactics there. 3 minutes left on the clock, so that's 3 laps. I think that's new tyres, head back out again, and just absolutely gun it. Go for it. Try and find some improvements. An improvement from Sampson there. Still remains in 4th, but crucially improves his time and means further away from Yanko. The margin between them just under a 900ths of a second, as there we go, all McLaren front row. That's Pablo Arajo just moves up into 2nd place there, only 400ths of a second from snatching pole from Carroll, who you can see on your screens right now. There's a mover in the Aston. What has he got up in his sleeve? Improvement in Sector 1, no improvement in Sector 2. These are good Sector 3. If he wants to try and take 2nd place and just away and disrupt the McLaren front row, can he do it? Well, the answer to that one, no, goes slower in fact. Clock ticking down. Just under 2 minutes left in qualifying. Sampson improving again. Moves up into, well, so remains in 4th, but just bit by bit clawing away at the gap between himself and Amufan. Trying to get this, who's talking of which, he's just got fastest of anyone in Sector 1. We ride on board with him now. Under the bridge, down the Wallis straight. Personal bets in Sector 2. Can he hook up Brooklands? Well, that looks tidy. It looks good. Normally when it looks relatively uneventful, oh, slow. There we go. And what was looking like an amazing lap all comes undone. Flicks the car around in frustration. Well, that is devastating for him because that could well have been a pole position time. Lisa now's vulnerable to Samson, who's just been going faster and faster and faster. Chambers and Pablo Origo, it's just personal best in sectors 1 for both of those. Chambers, well, an improvement in time, 58.9, but only, oh, hello, there we go, new pole position time, 58.26. 1/1000th of a second. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is, well, it's 1/1000th of a second to be precise, but that is a frighteningly close climb. You do not get it any closer than that. But what has Carroll got up his sleeve? Has he got a response to the Spaniard? But Pablo, can he find a way past? Wow. The answer to that is no. That is qualifying done and dusted. It's a hard shot here. And as we now transition across from race. So from qualifying into the race, let's take you through your grid for the last of the semi-finals. Pablo Horojo in first. Owen Carroll joining him on the front row. 1/1000th of a second, separating those two in the fight for pole. Buford and Sampson start from the second row of the grid with Yanko and Chambers making up your third row of the grid. Kevin Copeland, he starts on 7th. 7-car grid here. Wow. Greater chance of making it through. Top 4 qualify once again. But who will make it? There's some big names out there. There's been some fast times in qualifying. Oh, Mufan, wow, Sparrow, what was an amazing final lap from him. He could have potentially gone quicker, but he didn't. That mistake through Luffield just ran it in a bit too deep, just pushed that little bit too hard. It all fell apart. Yanko, maybe he did disappoint for his qualifying. He starts from 5th. Can he make up progress? That's Rojo, wow, back in the field, and I think he's going to go early. Yes, he is. He does not hang around straight out of Luffields. He is gone, but it hasn't quite worked for him because Owen Carroll, he was right on the money. He was right with him. He did not hang around, and Samson round the outside. This is going to be close between himself and the Mufan, but the Mufan just about manages to pull back in front here. They're still side by side, but these two, the Mercedes and Yanko, just trying to find which one is the faster lane right now, trying to pick his way past the pair of them. Chambers, he's in with the fight, but Copeland's managed to get past him. As wow. What an opening lap. It's a short lap, and we're only just over halfway round, and these lot are still not done and dusted. They're still all over one another. They're still scrapping away. I don't think, if this is anything what the rest of the lap race is going to be like, 8 minutes is nowhere near enough to enjoy this festival of action, drama and excitement. As we head through into turn 1, who is going to pick up the victory? And once again, it's that calm before the storm. We saw it in the first of the semi-finals. We're seeing it here again. Just settling down a little bit. But we all know we are just moments away from it kicking off once again as Copeland under a bit of pressure from Chambers at the rear of the grid. Those two, wow. They need to work together. The big ask for them is they're starting to fall back, and if they battle more, they will fall even further back, as I think Chambers heading on the side of Copeland. Yes, he's managed to get that done off camera, but it's only 3 tenths between our leaders right now, and they're starting to pull away a little bit for Mufan. You can see Chambers ahead of Copeland now. Everyone back to where they started, and now on to lap 3. Now, the fastest lap of the race. Everyone remaining nice and calm, nice and steadfast. As you see the Mercedes Yanko just in the background, they're having a little bit of a sniff at Samson. Can't get anything done though. Remains where he is. And some clear divisions starting to form. Our top two, they're pulling away right now. And then it's a 4-car train right behind them. I'll tell you what, they're not fully out of the woods, those top two. There's only about half a second between themselves and the Amuthan. There's definitely more definitive clear gaps than what we saw in race 1. Yanko pushing hard. He had the fastest of anyone in sector 1, but Amuthan sets his new fastest lap of the race. It's still staying national. 3 minutes on the clock. Orojo leads from Carroll, Amuthan, Samson, Yanko, Chambers, Copeland. 7th right now, but not down and out by any stretch of the imagination. As once again, Carroll closes the gap. It's down to a 10th. Is he going to pull out or is he going to bump draft? Well, I think we've got your answer there. Tucked up right behind the Spaniard's rear end. And it's Carroll, new fastest sector 2 of absolutely anyone. But Amuthan, I tell you what, he's been quiet in that 3rd place, but he's just slowly, bit by bit, been chiseling away at that gap between himself and Carroll right now. Is that on to lap 5? Half race distance complete. Pablo Orojo leads from Owen Carroll. Aljan Amuthan in 3rd, Samson 4th, Yanko 5th. Chambers and Copeland to round out your field. And oh, wow, that could be a definitive moment as Amuthan going to try and squeeze past Carroll. Carroll into the back of Orojo, and that's what just started it as Carroll got really loose and Larry onto the brakes. The rear end was tank slapping left and right like a dog's wagging tail, but somehow still manages to fend off the advances of Amuthan. But that's backed these two up into Samson, who's backs up into Yanko. And Pablo Orojo says, thank you very much. I'm off into the distance. I've broken the draft range. 9/10 of a second. I'm going to check out of this. I don't want to be part of your scraps and fights. And now we've got 4 cars fighting over 3 places. Someone will lose out from this group. Right on board. The car at the rear end of this 4-car train is Mohamed Yanko in the Mercedes AMG GT GT4 as he hunts down the 2 Astons and the 2 McLarens in front of him. Especially the same engine utilised within Mercedes and the Aston for their partnership with AMG. That's bit of look, everyone just not playing it too risky. It's like a game of poker. Nobody's showing their hand in these, well, I would say early stages. It would be normally just going to be up to 6 minutes complete, but we've only got 8 minutes left on the clock here. So 8 minutes in total. 2 minutes left on the clock. And a little bit of change for good measure. The fastest lap of the race from Samson. He's starting to just grind away and push and try to extend that gap over Yanko right now. Chambers and Copeland looking a little bit down and out and just start to fall off the rear of this train. And Yanko just does not seem to have an answer. He's quick and he's keeping on to the tail end of this field, but just can't find a way past as much as he looks. As much as he tries to play mind games with Samson, Samson's having none of it whatsoever. He's a wily old fox of the sim racing world. Seen it all. He's been there, done it. Written the t-shirt. It's Carroll. Well, I'll tell you what, after that tank slapper, the gap was between himself and Pablo Orojo up to around about 9.5 tenths. That is not 9.5 tenths that you're witnessing right now. That is only 4 tenths of a second. Carroll is closing And you can see the lap time differences there consistently across the last 2 laps. 2 temps taken out of the Spaniard. And I think this is going to be another good temp this time around. But he's brought friends along for the ride. And Mufed, he's tucked up right behind Carroll, who's got Samson right behind him, who's got Yanko right behind him. And I think we're back to a 5-way battle for the victory. But again, one person will be losing out from this top group of 5 because 4 progress only. White flag in the air. 1 lap left to go. One more chance. One more set of opportunities. It's all or nothing. It's on the line right now to get into the final. And who is going to miss out? Well, I tell you what, that Mercedes is looking a bit loose, a bit leery, because Yanko is having to push absolute to the max right now to find a way past Samson. But there's also a three-way battle going on for the lead, but I don't think they're too fussed by one another. But you try telling Carroll that, because he's having a little bit of luck. Pulls back in once again. They just need to make it through. Someone just needs to tell them that. But these are racers. That's not within their DNA. It's not within their blood. As Mufin tries to move wide, he tries to look for the cutback. Samson's going to hold off Yanko, but Pablo Roja is going to pick up the victory. Owen Carroll into second. And Jenna Mufin third. But Samson, he is going to make it. Yanko in the end could do nothing about it, as everyone finishes where they started. Wow. And it's I mean, Mohamed Yanko there, he was like, well, he just could not catch a break. Everything he tried, it just didn't seem to work for him today. And he's a big name, missing out on the final. Let's take a look through your Class of 5 results here from the second semi-final of the evening. Pablo Rojo finishes in first. Owen Carroll second. Amifan third. Samson finishes in fourth, with Yanko missing the cut-off. He finishes fifth. There was always going to be someone disappointed. Mohamed Yanko, sadly, that driver. Leon Chambers, he finishes in sixth. Kev Copeland finishes in seventh. And disappointing for those last two. I mean, may well have known that might not have been within the shout, but always had to be there to pick up the pieces in the event that something did happen. They were always there, but no one had risked it. No one fell apart, and because of that, those two are sadly out of the chance of getting into the final. Wow. Looking forward to hearing from our drivers. Oliver standing by downstairs to have a bit of a chat with them. It's going to be really interesting to get their thoughts. See if we can try and get a bit of some of the tactics out of them, of how they're going to play the final. But I get the feeling that the final, of course, we've got that prize on the line. The first choice pick of those 3 epic prizes. Prize pool worth nearly $3,000. But let's hear from Oliver with some of our drivers of how they thought things went on very shortly. And, well, it's going to be a tough one, this. It's going to be a tough one. Just standing by very shortly behind him down there. But, well, it's going to be interesting qualifying. We're going to have some really big names in that final. And, well, we're going to head downstairs now. And, yeah, they're definitely ready to receive. Speak to them soon.
And we're live. We are back with the winner, Pablo. Everyone's screaming Pablo, but no, it's just us. It's just Pablo. Talk to me again. Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Two P1s undefeated.
Yes, PG had domination start now.
Oh yeah, they're ready.
We've been sandbagging a bit.
No, they're not ready.
Quali has to destroy mentally Owen.
Yeah, I like that. Destroy mentally.
Yeah,
we'll talk to him after.
He's done for next race.
Yeah.
And later, this one was a Boomer split, leading by Boomersoid. So we take it easy on the front, just chilling.
Exactly.
Not like these young people, just crazy stuff.
Loco. But it was in the end, it was pretty easy for you, right? And didn't really feel threatened at all. You just sort of chilled.
In the beginning, I saw Owen was taking easy, so I thought, okay, he's on plan to take it easy. Yeah. I know Anjang will take it easy as well, so I said, okay, P2, P3 looks like they are chilling, so
Yeah.
I was pretty okay.
It definitely it looked that way towards the end of the race. It definitely people were thinking about the final. Is that what was going through your head?
Yeah.
You want to do
definitely.
final?
Yeah, I want the final now.
Is this the magic rig now? Because I saw you and Leo, you were going to do rock, paper,
Yeah,
scissors,
because I
but...
already did the race, so I don't need to adapt again.
So you want so this is the one for the final for you then?
Yeah, of course. It's my
Almost. This is it.
lovely race.
That's his baby. That's his baby. So
Yeah.
one more race. How you feeling? Confident?
Yeah, let's see what we can do. We will do our best.
Good luck. I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Get in there. I'll let you get ready for the final. It's going down. We're going to P2. Owen, how did you find that, mate?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, took it quite conservative because obviously the final's coming up now, so I wanted to get in there. Was close in qualifying and very close in the race. Had an incident with Pablo at some point, so yeah, not too much to say about that round. Just trying to get into the final and secure a place.
It definitely came across that way towards the end when we were as a viewer just watching that, and just like Pablo said, then he felt that behind him they were chilling, so he thought, you know what, I'm just gonna think about the final. And you think that was going through your mindset as well? You're just thinking, I just want to get through, I want to get to the final.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously a P1 would have been nice, but yeah, just wanted to get through to the final, and hopefully we can have a good race now.
Hopefully you can get P1 on this one. How you feeling?
Feeling confident.
Confident?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you think it's all in the quali for this one?
Quality's definitely important, and then just parking it everywhere on the inside would be ideal. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I'm super excited. There's one more race. We're going to find out who is going to choose the prize. Owen, fist me. Get up in there. Good luck. All right, let's go. I've got people laughing. All right, get your heads out of the gutter. Come on. Right, who's got P3? Anjan, come on. Let's give him a round of applause at least. Come on. Got P3. Slow. Anjan, come on up here. How you feeling? Well, now, everyone's telling me, you know, Anjan back in P3 was just chilling, rocking, just thinking about the final. Was that true?
Yes, it was. And to be fair, I don't want to really push and make something wrong. Come on, it's the final. Let's put elbows out now. There'll be elbows out now. I guarantee you this.
So we're going to see the real Anjan in the final now, right?
Yeah, let's see. I think there's some still pace to find, but I'll try and find it in this 10 minutes. Let's see. Hopefully.
I like it. So you were just chilling that. So I'm going to sit back in P3 and see what's going on in front of me and make sure I qualify.
Exactly. That is it. And now I've qualified, so let's see what we can do.
Can't believe it. You're in the final. Hey, you must be buzzing.
Yeah, let's see.
Is it nerves or is it excitement?
Yeah,
what is
excitement,
it?
excitement. Of course, it's nice to
Have
race against these guys.
you had a good day though. Is it good to see all your competition?
It's great to put names to faces when you race them online, and now you get to see them in real life.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
What's been the best part of the day?
Meeting everyone else here. That's
Yeah.
been the best bit, to be fair. Just meeting everyone.
Yeah,
that's been really good.
I've got to admit, it's fantastic for you guys to actually see each other.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for a bit of a fisticuffs final. So, good luck. I'm going to let you rig up and get. So, good luck, buddy. Yeah. Let's speak to P4. Here he is, Dave. How we doing, buddy?
Sweaty after that one. P5 was Mo, and I've known him for years.
Yeah.
He's quick, he's consistent. So when I got quali P4, I knew I just had one job to do.
Yeah, Mo's been good actually early on, so
he's phenomenal.
It's a bit of a battle, but congratulations, you got big P4. So,
yeah, as I say, I wasn't even looking at the front three. I knew the position I had, and I knew Mo was the battle.
Yeah.
As I say, obviously the front three were very sensible, I could tell. So I knew where I needed to be, and I know Mo, and I knew if I'd have made one slip, he would have gone for it. He's respectful, you know, he's fast. So I went straight over to him, but I'm proud, yeah.
So what are you going to do in the final? What you got to do something? Where are you going to find those tenths
The
to?
aggression. I've been very calm and precise with where I needed to finish, but that's all out the window now.
It's all out the window. So that's it. Gloves off, elbows.
Correct.
I like that. So what do you think this final's going to be like? Is it going to be vicious?
It's going to be fast. It's going to be fast. It's going to be. We'll see.
Some touching.
Yeah, I need to lay in a good quality.
Can't believe it. Well, you are in the final. I think it's epic. You get to see everyone right now. I'm going to let you rig up, mate. Good luck.
Cheers.
Good luck. Right. Oh my gosh, we're at the final. Yeah, let's do a quick one round. I'm going to spin the camera around and we're just going to go down the view pit. Don't you run off, Oliver. I'll see you. Right, sir, where are you going? Give me a name. Who's going to win?
Oh, I think Tenu.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. Tanu, I'm rooting for him too. Next.
Ian, what's his name?
Pablo.
Pablo.
Do you think Pablo? Yeah.
Pablo's easy victory.
Pablo.
It's Pablo, isn't it?
Pablo all day apparently.
Owen. Yeah.
Owen. Okay, someone different. We're going to go around here.
Definitely Owen. I think he's got the pace.
Owen, we're saying Owen again. Oliver, I've got to come to you because you're running off.
Pablo.
Pablo, one name.
No idea.
He's not racing today. Right, we'll find out. Sam, let me talk to you. Come on. Who's your money on?
Ben Gregory. He's going to do it. He's managed to like skim through both of the races, and he's gonna win the race. So watch out for Ben Gregory.
Oh my gosh, it's getting really, really serious. I'm just going to have a little run through. I feel like Martin Brundle on the pit walk. Right, here we go. Everyone's getting super focused, super concentration here. I'm on board with James. He's looking good. I think... No, it's all good. Pablo's got his special one. He is the one to watch. We'll watch him. Also, next, we've got Leo here and James on this side. So, I can't believe it's the final. It's been an absolute whirlwind of a day with races. Everyone's actually been able to see each other. And there's been no fights, which has been great. I don't know what we're going to say after the final, which will be very interesting. But I think we can expect a little bit more elbows out, a bit of rubbing, a little bit of touching, what we all like. So hopefully, I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to this race. So it's very silent. The atmosphere is just kind of, the vibe is very solemn, very serious. People have been waiting all day for this. This is the final. Literally. There's a few smiles. We've got Leo smiling there. We've got Pablo ready, waving to his fans. His Twitch stream's just gone up, another 1,000. He's got 16,000 now. So I think it looks like they're about to go out and qualify. Qualifying's going to take a big part in this. You want to get out in the front. Obviously, getting P1, you can pull away. Get out there, getting that nice clean air, away from all of the drama. So many good races. The prize up for grabs as well. We've got the Force Pro pedals. We've got the Force Pro wheel rack. And we've got that rig. So it'll be interesting to see whoever wins this final will be taking that prize. Okay, so without further ado, let's cut back to Tim because I think we're about to go for our last final race.
Right. What's your name and where do you come from?
Calvin, I'm from Northampton, so it's nice and close.
So it's only down the road, nice and close. Yeah. So on iRacing, what do you normally like driving?
GT3s a lot more, or the F3s. I love them until I actually race them, and then people drive them like idiots, and then you don't know them.
That doesn't sound like F3 at all.
They're so fun to drive, though. The grip.
So GT3s, what's your weapon of choice at the moment?
I like the BMW quite a lot. It's the M8 in it. Yes. That's quite a fun one.
It is, yeah. Really good over the curbs. Everyone really enjoy it. Really popular choice at the moment. But
the Porsche's overtaking it at the minute, isn't it?
It is. It's making a bit of a comeback, isn't it? But for today, where do you think you're going to come? What's your aspirations? Win on the cards?
No chance. I'm here to survive and hope for the best.
That's fair enough. Lovely. Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Wow. It is final time. And who's going to walk away with that prize? Well, you can rest assured they've all got their eyes on the prize. That's myself, Tim Cox. We're going to be taking you through every step of this grand final from the Apex Racing Simulators Open Day 2022 from Silverstone National Circuit. Oh, wow. It could go any which way. Qualifying, it's underway. And look who's at the top of the timing sheets. It's all the names that you'd come to expect. Well, set one. Owen Carroll, 2 laps completed so far. Each time he's had his laps deleted. That means he lies currently in 8th. The last of the places, the back of the grid. But there's still time. 6.5 minutes left in qualifying. Gary Bowley on provisional pole. Pablo Arroyo alongside him. He's got like dips into the pits. Get some fresh tyres. Head out again. Armstrong third. But he gradually made his way through the qualifying standings in each of the semi-final and also the quarter-final. So there's still a chance. I maybe expect to see him put himself on the front row of the grid as well. Gary Bowley goes quick again. Hats off to you, sir. 58.3, 2/10 quicker than second place. And second and third, well, they are only separated by 0.02 of a second. That is how close it is. With fourth place, a movement, only a further 10th back, who's only 0.02 of seconds quicker than Samson in fifth, who is only just shy of 0.2 quicker than Rodrigo in sixth. He's only a 10th quicker than Gregory in seventh. And tell you what, Carroll still yet to set a sign in qualifying. Each and every time, his laps have been deleted, and that is how hard he is pushing right now to try and find a way. Well, there you go, boom. You don't need one attempt as well. Well, it all changes on its hat. He heads up into the front row of the grid before Armstrong posts time, and Mutfen instantly places time to each go second respectively. Armstrong then thus gets demoted down to third, Carroll down to fourth. Arujo, after sitting on the front row, is now down to fifth. And it is game on here in qualifying in the second half. And will you look at that, 2/10 cover of top five. But it is Gariboli who's sitting proud, sitting clear at the top. He is a 10th clear of that, well, quarrelling quadrant of drivers who are separated by under a 10th between the four of them. Get ready. Belt yourselves in, because I think we're in for a bit of a wild ride here. It's Armstrong. He improves. He takes that margin that Gariboli has over second place down to just 0.06 of a second. As Rodrigo displaces Samson, moves up a row on the grid as well in doing so, up onto the third row. Pablo Rojo, look at that, fastest sector in the first sector of anyone. Second sector, personal best. He's on a flyer right now. What can he do? As we're watching him come out through Luffield, through Woodcote, and he's going to come across the line, and surely this has got to be an improvement. That final sector looked dirty. It was the best of anyone. Where's that going to move him up to? In his pole position, and the Spaniard, wow, shoots right up the timing tower and moves into provisional pole at a 10th clear of Gariboli, who's been sitting pretty at the top of the timing tower for, wow, the last few minutes. As Samson improves, he displaces Rodrigo back up onto the third row of the grid for Samson. Gregory still remains in 8th. It's a movement. I think he's on a good lap. He's just gone faster than anyone in Sector 1. Now, we saw this in the semi-final. He went purple in Sector 1. He went green in Sector 2. And then he lost it in the final sector. Is this history repeating itself? Well, there's no improvement in Sector 2. We don't know quite how much by. But at least that's not fully history repeating itself. It's going to hold it together. And as he winds up the car, heading out through Woodcote. He's going to come across the line. Is it going to be an improvement with him? The times are so close. Surely this has got to be. But no, there's no improvement in the final sector. And it wasn't good enough to improve. He goes 0.03 of a second slower than his personal best. He remains in 4th. As Rodrigo and Samson swap places once again. Rodrigo now ahead of Samson. Gregory, he still remains in 8th. And while the drivers have realistically got the lap they're on, and then one more roll of the dice to get a lap in, to go faster, to start higher up on the grid. Can they do it? The anticipation builds. Fever pitches are building right now here at Silverstone National. It's a movement. Well, personal best in sector 2. It's going to take a biblical final sector for him to improve. Let's take a look at the lap times. Well, there you go. He does it. He displaces Armstrong. These two still remain on the second row of the grid, but they do swap places. There's a Rojo on an absolute flyer. Purple in sector 1. Is this a new, faster pole position time for him incoming? Well, not long to find out at all as we join him in heading down the Wellington Straight. No improvement in sector 2. But even if he's equaling, that's still an improvement overall, a net improvement. Armstrong, personal best in sector 1. Needs to really dig deep if he wants to improve. No improvement in sector 2. Looks like he may well remain where he is. Carroll is into the pits. He's done and dusted. And Roger's going to cut the timing beam. Is this going to be a new, faster, provisional pole time? Let's find out together as he crosses the line and he goes slower by a 10th. And I think that is us pretty much done and dusted. I can't see anyone improving too much. Rodrigo, he's still got... No, he's not going to make it across the line. There you go. As the hard and fast shuts, the doors come down on qualifying. Now let's take a look for your final grid of today for the grand final of the Apex Racing Simulators Open Day 2022. Pablo Rojo starts on pole with Leo Garibaldi joining him on the front row. A movement and Armstrong, they make up an all McLaren Aston second row of the grid. Owen Carroll, he's got Rodrigo for company on the third row of the grid. Carroll probably going to be a bit disappointed by that one. Sampson, he starts in 8th with Ben Gregory. Boots Motorsport starting alongside him in 8th. 5 Astons, 3 McLarens, 8 cars. 1.6 miles and just 10 minutes of racing. So 8 minutes of racing even closer. As we move away for the final time this evening behind the Porsche 911 safety car. Get ready for what is going to be an absolutely epic final. Some big names, some big drivers, but it's time to get hyped, everyone, because let's get ready to go racing for the final time today. Rojo goes early, and here we go. We are on, the final is on, we are green here at Silverstone, and everyone hugging the inside line, trying to defend, everyone scrambling away over the same amount of space. But as we come round Cops for the first time, everyone remains over the R, but Carroll has dropped a place in the background there with Rodrigo. The two McLarens swapping places as down into Beckett's for the first time, side by side. They come as Garibaldi trying to find a way around the outside, but Arujo getting pushed along there by a move from the buff draft is in full swing down the Wellington Straight. Here we go, side by side. Armstrong moves to that inside line. This is more like NASCAR's here rather than GT4's around a national British circuit. They're like the animals coming onto Noah's Ark there, side by side, 2 by 2. But Garibaldi, he is into the lead from Pablo Rojo. Armstrong up into 3rd, a Muffin down into 4th, Carroll 5th, Rodrigo 6th. Then it's Sampson, Gregory in 8th. And what an opening lap 2. Here we go. It's going to be all happening once again as Armstrong is through up the inside there. He's through into 2nd, through into Cops. As no, he's not quite going to get it because look at the runner. Rojo's got round the outside, but Armstrong trying to squeeze him out. There's a spinner in the background. That's Carroll. He's around. He's gone. One of the big names for taking the victory here today is down and out. He is gone. As Armstrong is now side by side with a Mufan down into Brooklands. As they two sort of now, the Rojo now after starting on pole, he's down to 4th. He's got his work cut out because Rodrigo, he's right on his tail, right behind him, and then one of the McLarens. Sampson now up in 6th, Gregory up into 7th. The first pick. The free prizes is up for grabs for the winner. New fastest lap of the race from Garibaldi. He's not hanging around. 0.8 of a second. He leads from Armstrong. Amuthan third. As it is so close. Pretty much all the other gaps between every driver is around about 0.3 of a second right now. That's for the third time. Head round Luffield. Out on to Brooklands. Here we go once again. Armstrong is under a lot of pressure from a movement right now, but Garibaldi is just pulling away. He's walking away with this one, and everyone can sense it behind. They don't want to let him get away from their clutches, because that is the win. That is the eye on the prize that they can see is walking away from them after being practically in touching distance. Although they are slightly catching, it's down to 0.7. They've taken a tenth out of our leader, and there's another tenth into Cops. They're pushing incredibly hard. We're down to nearly another tenth. We're down to nearly half a second that Garibaldi's got for his lead, as Armstrong is leading the charge to catch up with him right now. As we head out onto the Wellington Straight once again, lap 4, 3.5 minutes complete, out of the 8. But they need to work harder to catch the Englishman who is leading in the Aston. You can see the gaps in the bottom right again. Of course, this brand new overlay to SDK Gaming that is coming soon emulates the World Endurance Championship, and my golly, does it look good. And showcased here for the first time today. Apex Racing Simulators open date 2022. That's Garibaldi. 3 attempts. That is all his lead as we look back from Armstrong. There is a move, and there is a Rojo. You can see just dipping, ducking, dodging and diving out of the slipstream every now and again to catch a glimpse of that front end of the McLaren. Garibaldi once again pulls out a bit more of a lead, and they're fighting behind. This is what they don't need to be doing, because they all want to catch up, but they won't do it by fighting with one another. That's just going to allow Garibaldi to extend his lead even further over this group. There's Armstrong still heading it up, and Mufan in third, Arujo in fourth. Rodrigo 5th. Carroll has got up and running again, and I tell you what, he's setting some quick times. Fastest lap of the race last time around, pretty much. And catching hard. But I think he's just going to not have enough time left on the clock. We've only got less than 3 minutes remaining. It's Carroll, another new personal best. It's going to take a mammoth accident for him to bring brought back into this one, isn't it? Unfortunately for him. As we head down Brooklands. Everyone remains as they are. As that gap is shrinking once again, except for Samson trying to make his way past there, trying to make it stink against Gregory. There's a fight going on ahead as well. It's hard to know where to look. It's Aston's fighting left, right and centre, but this one's with a McLaren, and this one is a Mufa versus a Rojo, who's the Spaniard on the outside, the Aston on the inside, and we're going to go too wide. Here we go, into Cops, and everyone squeezes and breathes in a little bit to try and make it through, but somehow they do. And also, look who there, it's Rodrigo. He's in with a fight, he's in with a sniff as the McLaren's trying to gang up on a Mufan who runs in a bit deep. He bangs doors with Rojo, but Rodrigo says thank you very much and drives up the inside off the pair of them and heads up into third. But now there's the drag race one as a Mufan gets a great run out of Maggots there and down the Wellington Straight, and we're going to go 3 wide into Brooklands, and what a move there from Pablo Arroyo. Just steams up the inside of the pair of them where it looked like it was going to end in tears and end in disaster. He just slots his McLaren beautifully up the inside to take 2 people and a 3 winds into Brooklands. Wow, what a move that is. Spectacular stuff but this is not helping them catch the lead, and they've now fallen 2 seconds behind Armstrong after all of this fighting. And now it's a straight fight, pretty much between Garibaldi and Armstrong for the victory. But I tell you what, this is a fascinating battle going on. Beside us, Rodrigo tries to squeeze his way up the inside. This is a 1.8k driver taking on 7.5k drivers. And largely, he's winning. He's really taking the fight to him. This is a true British underdog story as the McLaren looks so good into Brooklands every step of the way as Amufa gets twitchy once again. But this is the battle for the lead. And the white flag is in the air. 1 lap left to go here at Silverstone. Who is going to take it? It's 1 lap. A winner takes all lap. And who is going to get it? Will it be Garibaldi? Will it be Armstrong? Armstrong's got his work cut out. He's not been able to get that gap to under 3 tenths all race long. Garibaldi just needs to stick to his guns. Keep doing what he's done all race long. What he's done all evening. And he can hold on to this one in the 89. Aston. And Armstrong, well, he's lost another half a tenth. And it's looking like it's falling away from his clutches because we are out of time here at Silverstone. And as try as he might, he's trying to have a prod and a lunge, but he's too far back. He can't make his stick. And it's the run to the line. And Garibaldi's going to take the victory. He's going to win the Apex Racing Simulators Open Day 2022. Take a bow, Leo Garibaldi. What a race from him. What a victory. And he's looked absolutely untouchable all final. And he has closed it out in spectacular fashion. And as much as Armstrong tried, he could not provide an answer. What an amazing final. What an amazing race. The battle behind him, well, they pretty much just sorted themselves out in the end. And let's take a look for your classified results. Leo Garibaldi claims the victory here. And the first pick of the winners' prizes here today at the Apex Racing Simulators Open Day 2022. Pablo Arroyo picks up 3rd. And Jana Mufan finishes 4th. Rodrigo 5th. Gregory 6th. A great drive from him, beating out Sampson. He finishes 7th, and Owen Carroll, well, he would have been in there. But we knew just one mistake was all it took. And Carroll, in the end, rounds out your 8-car field. Wow. What a race. We're going to head into an ad break now. We're going to chat to some of our drivers up in the studio afterwards. And hopefully get a chat with our winner here today. We'll see you shortly.
And we are back in the studio. What an epic final. And as you can see, we're sitting with the winner, Leo Gariboli. Talk us through. How are you feeling?
I was not expecting it, really. Like I just said to you off camera.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here that are good, better than me. So to have stood my ground and actually have won it, I wasn't really expecting, especially for a clean sweep.
Yeah, undefeated driver of the day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, sat in the commentary booth watching your performances on track today. I mean, yeah, guys that you probably normally look at, you know, if you've been a normal iRacing official, look at their iRating and think, no, I'll just let them, you know, go and up their own race, you know, don't worry about it. Really took the fight to them. And in spectacular style. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, once you got out in front, did you ever feel a little bit nervous? You know, Armstrong was trying to catch you, but could never seem to quite break within that 3/10 barrier.
Yeah, I did get quite nervous, I will be honest, because I was thinking something's got to go wrong. Someone's either going to start bunk drafting and they're all going to be on me and it's over, or I'm just going to do something. And I did actually make a bit of a mistake going into, is it Cops?
Yeah.
Where I went super wide because I thought, well, some of these people are just going wide, so I might as well do the same, and then completely almost missed the corner and got a slowdown. I was like, that was bad. But that was it, really. Other than that, I just tried to think, okay, I'll just do it like the last time, and that's it. I don't think of it as, right, I need to do better. I just think, I just need to do it right. That's it, really.
I love live. Check that out.
The magical live
couldn't hear my angelic voice apparently. Oh, what a shame. But unbelievable. And then in the end, you kind of plain sailing.
Yeah. I mean, I got here quite early. I don't know if you guys realised that. So I did have that advantage, but that's why I came early. So.
You got to work whatever advantage you can. Have you been eyeing up the prizes yet? Because you are going to be choosing one.
I need to think what I want.
him as well.
Oh, okay.
Hello. I need to think what I want, really. I don't know what... I need to think what's probably best for me.
Okay, well, what do you need?
My biggest problem is my rig, I'd say. So I don't know if maybe I should go for that, but I'm going to have to think about it for a little bit, for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no. Also, we were chatting earlier about what we would pick.
We were, weren't we?
But you were saying you'd go for the pedals.
No, I was going to go for the dark drive because that's my sort of within my sort of upgrade process. The last thing that I need, really. But
yeah.
I wasn't driving and I didn't win, so I don't get that opportunity, really.
No, me neither. But it's been a great day today. What would you say the best thing, obviously apart from winning, what's the best thing that you've enjoyed the most throughout today?
Just the community. That's probably the most fun things of these. Just seeing everyone.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
I totally agree. Everyone's been saying the same thing. Being able to see your competition, touch them, I'm a high five, and everyone's just been absolutely, buzzing today. It's been great to see.
It has definitely, hasn't it? It's been, well, even better for yourself. It's been a great day for us, even better for yourself. I mean, wow, where does this sort of lead for yourself? You're saying, you think about your own equipment at home and whether you need to improve, especially after seeing this performance with the equipment you've used today. I mean, what do you currently use at home at the moment, Leo?
So I have just the Fanatec CSL. I have like the basic stuff and the load cell. So I have like the basic rim as well, which is like the P1 rim. I don't know if they still sell that. I think it's now like the BMW and the WRC one. And then I have the GT Omega Pro rig. I don't think they sell it anymore, which is quite annoying for looking at upgrades and stuff because I can't find what fits. Not that's a huge problem because a drill exists, but but the worst part is probably my monitor, which is literally just a TV.
Well, you've done the job. I mean, undefeated today, 3 races. How have you found using these rigs today? Has it made you a bit like, oh, I need to upgrade?
It's a good advert, yes. Yeah. If I can go from being about half a second to a second off these kind of people to going and beating them here, I think that's enough said, really.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Who would be your driver? Obviously, apart from yourself, you can't beat yourself. Who would be your driver of your day? Who do you really sort of impressed you today?
To be fair, I think my biggest opponent throughout the whole thing was probably Owen, because he was the only one who was he was the fastest one into the twos, and then probably Pablo as well.
Yeah.
Both of them. So when I was next to Pablo and I did kind of get in front of him, I did think, okay, I need to keep this. That was a very big positional advantage to me.
Yeah, I was wondering whether Pablo would come back and, I don't know, maybe
bit of a.
Anyway.
I mean,
well, they just all got into one another and started battling, and from that point onwards, they just lost 2 seconds to yourself, which just left yourself and James Armstrong clear and gone. Obviously, Owen, he had a bit of an incident coming down into Maggots, which is where he lost all that time and suddenly fell off the back of the field. But just goes to show that when you're so laser focused on what's happening in front of you, you've got no idea. Like, you see people drop off and no idea what actually happens in the race. So you watch
problem is, I think it was mid-corner as well, because I think he was getting sent by someone. Don't know who it was.
He was, yes.
And then I look back and it's suddenly 0.9, 0.1 away, and that's out of the toe. So I was thinking, oh, something must have happened. So, but I didn't see it, obviously.
No, exactly. I mean, and then after that, they were sort of scrapping around for P2 and P3, and you were just gone.
Ideal situation, really.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect for you. And then you get to come up here and choose your prize. Have you had a little think of what you might take?
It's either the rig or pedals. I won't be able to really, because the thing is, I don't, unless I can adapt my wheel straight up, and also my rig probably won't handle it. That's the only problem. But I could probably get the pedals. I think that's maybe what I'm...
That sounds like a final decision, Leo. Pedals, yeah?
I think you can go for the pedals. And I think it's easier to fit.
Yeah, I think I'll go with pedals. Worst case scenario, I just drill some holes.
Yeah?
I think those are probably the biggest thing. Because then the rig, I can do something with that.
Yeah?
And then, yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, what a prize as well. We were chatting about how much were the pedals earlier we were saying about?
They were around about $700, $800. So that's not bad for a day's work, really, is it, Leo?
Not bad, considering I'm not pro at this. I'm 3.7k. I'm not meant to be here.
That's right. So what's your I rating? 3.7?
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't really care about it.
No.
Not. Because the thing is, when you get top split, you don't have to prove anything.
Yeah.
If you just do well or don't do well, that's it, really. So what's the point of having a high rating?
So coming into today, did you think you had a chance of winning? Were you feeling that confident?
I thought I'd be close, especially because I did get it quite early. So I thought I would have that kind of advantage of knowing what's it like. Because I only ever really went on those 3 rigs at the front, 1, 2, 3, which also did help because it was very... I think the 8th one was different. So not having something like that was quite good.
I noticed that you and Pablo, before we were off camera and were about to go live, you were about to do like a Rochambeau, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. But in the end, you gave up your rig. What made you give it up?
Because that was the better one.
Oh, really? You just thought, I'll let Pablo have this one?
Well, to be fair, it was the second rig that I've been on most of the day. So I thought, well, I mean, there wasn't much of a difference, but I might as well go back to the one I'm most used to. So,
yeah.
That was it, really.
Yeah, because I saw that. There was a bit of superstition coming in because I saw Pablo finish the race and then you come over and I was like, oh, Leo's here. He wants this rig. And then you were like, no, actually, no, it's fine. You have it. Yeah. But no, it's interesting because sometimes there is superstitions, isn't there? Some people do certain things before a race and then when they do well, they can't not then do that thing again. But do you have any superstitions like that?
No, I don't think like that, really. Never. No? I think if you start thinking like that, you start doing silly things. If you start thinking, right, I've got to do this, I've got to get this right. I don't abide by that. I don't know. It doesn't really fit for me. Like doing a fast lap, I don't think, oh, I've got to brake late, I've got to do all this. I just think, all right, I just got to do it properly. I've got to get it like right, and that's it, really.
Yeah, no, fantastic. What a fantastic day today we've had with all different races. Do you have a favourite race of today?
Well, it's so hard to choose, really. I think we're not far from that break, are we? We'll be on to the next guest either way, but that's going to give me a chance to
have a little think.
Sit onto the fence and have a bit of a think. I think it's actually even the raffle coming up next.
We're going to move on to the raffle.
Are we? Okay, we're going to find out the raffle winner. So I think we can cut to an ad break and then come back.
No,
we can do that.
Right,
here we go.
There we go.
Even better. Let's have a look. It's up here. So
we're going to watch it happen. Test spins. 4th spin is the one.
So 3 test spins, and here we go. So there's one. So that's 25. Unlucky if that was the person. 22 for the second test spin.
And then the third.
16. Right.
That's the winner's going to be.
Drum roll, please.
This is for the final one.
There
we go. Who's going to pick it out?
And it's with no empty rows.
What's happened
there? There we go. A glitch in the system?
I think so. I think we just got to press generate.
It's Richard Daly, apparently.
Oh, it's Richard Daly. I didn't even hear that. Is that in your ear? Richard Daly?
Yes, I did hear that. Yeah, that's
Congratulations, Richard Daly. Mine was battery.
I did memorise the whole list of drivers. I've just been told that in my ear. So that's the only reason that I know. I could have started that one out a little bit, couldn't I? I memorised the whole list of drivers from today.
So what's happening? Is Richard Daly going to get a pick or something?
Yes. So Lee's just one of our behind the scenes guys has just disappeared downstairs. So just try and locate him right now. And
So you need to choose yours before he picks his because you're first. So what are you saying? What are you going to definitely go for?
Pedals. I think that's probably going to be the biggest thing. So
Definitely go. You go and grab one. Bring it back over here.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about it.
Someone else does.
That's it. Yeah. Before he comes up, don't let him know that they're
all
available.
individual.
Yeah.
There we go.
Not going to use the clutch one though, are you?
Yeah.
Wait, were you? Very nice. They're good. They feel good, don't they? Proper top quality.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer clutch pedal anyway because I'm just used to it. So
okay.
Old school.
Oh, there we go.
So, I believe our raffle winner has left the day.
He doesn't want it.
So
he's just chilling. He's just driving home.
But exactly. So I think Leo's happy.
Yeah.
We're happy. We've had an absolutely epic day, haven't we?
We've had a great day. I think it's been so good just being able to see the drivers vibe off each other, have a chat, see them in the waiting area and going, oh, you're such and such. Like, first time they've met each other and they've been racing engaged for 2 years. So
there's some great stories haven't there like that all day long. It's been absolutely brilliant.
So I think there's not much more to say apart from our goodbyes, right?
No.
So goodbye from anything you want to say or like thank anyone?
if anyone does want to sponsor me and give me a rig and any team or anything, you've seen what I can do.
There you go. From Leo Gariboli, our winner of the day. It's goodbye from me.
That's goodbye from me as well.
And we'll see you on the next one.